Well, hello everybody. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you all here. Jedi, welcome to Sashimi. Das. Allah. Foxhound. I'm not sure if should I stop at DJ? That's probably not right. Noodles. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Unknown character. Mantium. Sign. Florexia? Nice. LDN. Schrodinger, Steve. Jiren. Flynn. Jason. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody. Good to see you all here. Let's go. Oh, the cat moved. The cat moved. Where's Karth? Where you at, buddy? You want to join? Let me get this lap appropriate. Let me get this lap nice and cozy. Karth? Come here, bud. Come on up. Yeah, you gonna rub down there? All right. We'll see you in a moment. Well, hi, everybody. It's good to see you all here. Happy Friday. What? Minus 25 what? Oh, my goodness. Unknown character. That's cold. Right? I'm American, so pardon me. I can only do so much. That sounds very cold. Where are you? You don't have to answer if you don't want to, but where are you that it's that chilly? That's intense. Well, we'll see Karth soon. Ah, in the Canada. Yeah, we have like a river over us, like a sky river, they like to call it on the news. So I guess we're going to be getting a lot of rain here in Oregon soon, but that's no big surprise. Here we go. Come on over. You old man. Come here, you old man. Old man Carthonasty's joining us. For the moment, it'll just be a big pile of fur while he bakes some cookies, makes some bread there, and then joins us. Welcome everybody to casual Friday business that we're adding to the channel. As Garrett wraps up school, as new baby gets a little older, not having to doesn't make it sound good, but let's just use the statement. Not having to help out as much around the house now that Kristen's up and mobile, no longer super preggers. We're going to be able to do a little bit more streaming, which is really nice. Really exciting. A little more midday, so it'll be, it'll start kind of, well, it'll be casual, right? It's going to start around 10, 11 Pacific time each week. We'll be on here, chilling. Won't always be Final Fantasy. It might be a card game. Might be doing some co-op gaming, like some Valheim. A little bit of World of Warcraft, of course, as we make our way through that for journalistic integrity. And who knows what else? We might do watch parties during this time. This would be a good time to watch videos that we mean to watch. Garrett wants to watch the Jesse thing, so we won't be watching that today here. But I am looking forward to that. I do want to see the Jesse Preach podcast they basically did. And then I've been told to stop around 36 minutes because they go hard on spoilers. Which, it's always like, from my position, I'm always like, oh, that's kind of... Sorry, buddy. That's disappointing. Why'd you have to be all spoiler? But of course, if I was caught up, I would be like, yeah, talk about the damn game. Talk about the game. Has Garrett ever played Deep Rock? No, he hasn't. I have a D&D crew. There Will Be Dungeons was the name of the show. But the Frog Panda Network, the guys over at the Core Podcast, Bo Schwartz, John Jagger, Scott Johnson, who I do a lot of co-op gaming with. And we've played that game quite a bit. And we played quite a bit of Vermintide. But that was always on the weekends. And Garrett isn't very available on the weekends, of course. He's a busy guy. Likes his weekends. Can't blame him at all. Schedules on weekends can always throw a pretty big monkey wrench in relaxing. So we've played a lot of Deep Rock together, but Garrett's never played it. Never been able to join us for one of those adventures. I think he'd enjoy it. It might be a little too farmy. I don't know. It's hard to guess his preferences there, because he really liked Valheim, and he likes Left 4 Dead. Vermintide, I don't think really caught him, but I just think the Ratmen are adorable. And in that way, Darktide just isn't as colorful, as energetic. It's not as fun. It's a great atmosphere, but it's kind of the difference between StarCraft and Warcraft, right? Like, StarCraft custom maps were better, I think, and had more tools and had more opportunities to do more with the engine. But Warcraft 3 custom maps were just so energetic. They were so, well, colorful, right? Like, they just had more saturation and they were more fun visually, even if the graphics were a lot older. Yeah, the Valheim update. I'm looking forward to that too. Though I think our world server might be dead because the computer we put it on might be dead. We were like fully farmed, fully geared, beat Valheim final boss kind of thing. So that might be a bit more of an endeavor than just firing up the old save, since I don't think the computer that hosted that hard drive is alive anymore. But maybe it could be recovered. We were playing with I don't know if I should out them. I don't know if I should out them. We streamed with them a little bit, but I don't know if I'll out them. So yeah, we had a friend too who was a farm master. Absolutely, like every time we'd log in, there'd be like 5 new buildings, and he basically crafted everything we did. Yeah, StarCraft is fun. You can still play it, of course, but you know, updates kept it very lively. With the age of the internet, custom maps, of course, find metas, which is always kind of weird. Like, I used to play a lot of, not so much like Footman Frenzy, but I used to play a lot of tower defense. Dota, of course. Tons of Dota in Warcraft 3. I really liked Enfos. Any of the hero defenses were really fun. And, like, in StarCraft 2, Desert Strike is really good. Nexus Wars, I think it was called. But, you know, it's always hard to wander into those things in a modern era where people are so trained and there's so few new players trying it out that, you know, if you're kind of middle of the road, you suck. Whereas something like Hearthstone Battlegrounds, you can go in there, suck. It kind of has a rating system and you're okay because you're playing with other people who suck or haven't played in a long time. So, you know, rating systems are good when you're casual. When you're hardcore, they can get rather frustrating. Did I ever watch D&D streams? I have watched a few. I mean, of course, I've seen quite a few Critical Role clips. I've watched a decent amount of Critical Role, not with any sort of frequency. I have trouble watching Dimension 20 because he's just so freaking good. That DM is so energetic and so creative. I don't know his name off the top of my head, but he is so good that he just makes me feel bad as a DM. And I struggle to watch it because I'm like, oh my god, I suck forever. I'll never be this good. Just so bad. He's so good. He like, it's that perfect level. It's that One Punch Man quality that I love when it's the JoJo quality. He has like, the world is comical and fun. And then he can just throw the switch and it's really serious and dire. And that's just the best. I haven't watched Josh Strife Hayes do D&D. I've watched quite a few of his videos. I mean, we really dug his MMO creator video he did a few months ago, because it's very rare that content creators do videos for content creators, which is kind of why we really like the Preach thing, right? Like those interviews, it was a bit more meta. And it's really fun to hear, particularly in the MMO sphere, people talk about what we do around these parts. Joe Cat announced they're doing another D&D game. That is high effort posting. Like, I know there's no video of their faces, but when I've checked out their D&D games with the whole like little images and the talking bubbles, like that's a lot of editing work. That's hours and hours of footage that, you know, you can lay it out in a way that it's easier and move the layers up and down, but that's a really cool presentation to do video-free D&D on the internet. I really like it. I want to play more in person. You know, that's kind of my big holdup right now. Like, we did a 5-year campaign on There'll Be Dungeons, the There'll Be Dungeons podcast, and it was a lot of fun. And, you know, we kept it going during COVID, right? Because it was all online, but you just can't beat the energy of in person. in-person D&D is just so different. And I'm up, moving around. I rarely sit down. I'm emoting. I'm moving about the table. My players usually sit, but I like move about the room. And I'd really love to capture that, but that would be a full like production house. Like that's dream, like, you know, 45, 55, like that's me living the dream when I have a full studio and in-person D&D video production. I think that's a ways off if it ever happens. Have I seen the episode where he makes fun of high elves for like 2 hours? No, I can't say I have. I have not. And it's cool, like, seeing them, like, do mini, like, Diablo campaigns. I know from, just talk that, like, one of the main money makers for Critical Role isn't so much their show. It's their merchandise, you know, too. But when they do those, like, promotional things, like, do a Diablo campaign or any of those sort of, you know, we're role-playing inside a world. That's a video game that's coming out soon. That's where they make a lot of their money. Trying to figure out a Final Fantasy XIV D&D campaign. I think the world would look great. The magic system might be hard to integrate, but I think the primal idea would be highly usable and really, really fun. I don't know if any of y'all ever played Black and White, but I love Black and White, that old video game. It was a great strategy game. Black and White 1, it ran like butt, but it was amazing. And Black and White 2 was, you know, it didn't quite capture the crunchiness of the original, but I really like the power of worship as a theme, and I really, really like the idea of it's you know, it's dark, but I love the theme. If you kill all the worshippers, a god dies. I just think that's such an awesome idea. Because if no one knows their name, they're forgotten to time, and a god has no power. And I think that's just like so hardcore, so badass. And I would none of my local players, which we don't get to meet up very often, sadly, but none of my local players play Final Fantasy XIV, so I could just steal everything I want, anything I possibly want from Final Fantasy XIV, and no one would know. Sounds like you'd rather LARP instead of play tabletop. I've tried LARP before. It's a little rules heavy for being physical, so I kind of found it frustrating in that way. Like there was all these stalls. I just like the in-person energy, like doing it in person. And one of the main things, of course, being that you hello back there. How you doing? Oh, good, Gideon. Good to see you. At least I assume so. You look very... Yep, that's Gideon. One of the things that for now, until we have like... Oh, hang on. Until we have like really spatial audio figured out as a technology, we can't have multiple conversations in a computerized audio table, a virtual tabletop. Like if we all had amazing surround sound, maybe like the best headphones in the world, you could do spatial audio. And that's why I think things like Phantasmophobia are so cool. And I want that in so many. I want that in Final Fantasy. I want that in World of Warcraft. I want that in Valheim. Like, that is such cool technology. But if they could get me a virtual tabletop with that, where people can have multiple conversations at once, because nothing is quite as joyous as a DM as knowing your players are like 7 feet away talking about the game, and you're over here working with another player talking about the game, and then there's another group of 3 over there figuring out what they're going to do tonight. Like when the whole room is like 3 conversations all intertwining, and you're the DM like managing these groups that are like split up in a city, and like 2 people are shopping and 1 is on the main quest, and like 2 are doing side quests. Like that kind of brain galaxy moment as a DM is where I really just fall in love. I love that strategy game and that management. Now Carthonassi is sitting over my YouTube chat, so we're gonna have to move him. He looks very cozy, but I can't read you. I can't read you guys at all. Hey, I'm sorry, Mr. Carth. You gotta move, buddy. I know. Here you go. Go and settle down there. That looks. All right. So spatial audio is what I'm really waiting for in that regard. Yeah, LARP hangout vibe, like the park across from me for years and years had a LARP group every Sunday, and they were fun to see. Like, they did the full armor thing and the points values and the, you know, the arrows with the little baggies on the ends. Like, it was fun to watch, but I've tried it before, and it's just a little heavy on the interrupts. And I'm very particular about who's at my table, so I would have to be like in charge of the LARPing and like invite people that I think are cool. I wouldn't want to just show up. I would never want to do like Friday night D&D table at a game store. I need everyone to take it very seriously. I'm very cutthroat about who's at my table. I'm never gonna lie about that. I've asked people to leave for just not being serious enough. I'm a very like phones away, everybody. I'm lighting candles. This is all themed. Sit the hell down. No. But you know, I really like the escapism of it too. No, he's doing good. Carthanassi's all right. We can get him back on here. He's just chilling over on the couch today. Doing some cleaning there. 9 years. Wow, that's amazing. Hey, Rosalind, good to see you. Yeah, we're gonna be doing some casual business. Chicken nuggets? You say card game, I say Gloomhaven. Gloomhaven's good. Gloomhaven's good. Let's start. We'll continue this casual conversation in the inn here. Let's start by glamoring these bags up. I got this baguette last night too. But we'll clear out the bags a little bit as we hang out, and then we'll start watching some Wes Albert videos and figuring out these bars, because I hate having Celestial Intercession all the way over on the 9 key. That was murder last night, but I need to figure out if I'm supposed to play that on rotation. All these Shadowbringer buttons have been sneaking up on me. I'm already level 78, and if I don't fix that, we're just gonna hit 80, and it's just gonna be awful. It's all gonna get away from me. Jim. True. Board game bar. It was great, except when it was a special trivia night or something. Oh no, like they were trying to play trivia at the same time you were doing D&D. Am I a forever DM? I do get to play quite a bit. I was a player for the last 5 years in that D&D show I was mentioning. There was a year break we did where I DM'd, which was really fun, but I got to play a lizard folk barbarian. And barbarians in 5th edition are boring as hell. They're really, really good at what they do. They're really, really fun to play when what you do is on the table. Like wrestling people, punching people, doing all that sort of thing, lifting stuff. But leveling a 5th edition barbarian made me so sad. Anytime the spellcasters or even Kristen's fighter was leveling up, they're like, oh, look at this. And what am I going to do on this level? And what possible spells will I pick? And I'm just like, I've unlocked +2 on perception. We did it. Have I done any Pathfinder? Yes. I really like Pathfinder 2. Pathfinder 1 is a little weird for me because I really love 3rd edition. I really love 3.5. So I kind of have a hard time with Pathfinder original because it's just 3rd edition and the little changes kind of throw me for a loop. Like 3rd edition is in my head. Like I was stuck in a hurricane 4 years ago. We played a 7-hour D&D campaign of 3rd edition just out of my brain. Like it's in there. 3rd edition is permanently in my head. And outside of having the player's handbook, I'm set. And I really love running 3rd edition, particularly for lower levels. I love how the monster stats work. I just love just about everything about 3rd edition outside of managing late game. Late high-level game players. But Pathfinder 2 has some really cool ideas. I really like how they do kind of the action system. I also really like Dungeon World. I thought Dungeon World was a really cool casualization of D&D. I don't really like the level up system that much in Dungeon World, but it's a real pick up and go, which works for me. We've played more Dungeon World recently in my home games than anything else because it's just pick up and go. Healing play. Well, thank you for the shame. I do appreciate it. I do appreciate it. Oh, and Final Family. Sorry I missed you there. Thank you so much. As well as BS9. Thank you so much for. Oh my goodness, there's more than that too. I've missed a lot. Jason, near the top of the show there. Top of the show. The top of the Casual Friday. Let's not call this a show. This is Casual Friday. Said, I thought I already redeemed my 2-month message. Apparently not. Have you had any more time to think over the reveals from last night? I really like them. Hands down, we just lost track of time. I think we honestly would have stopped before doing the duty, but we were just vibing. And I think the gameplay kind of made, I don't want to speak for him at all, but I think it kind of made Garrett realize he was tired because we were just, we had no idea what time it was. We were just really loving it. And it was near 11 o'clock my time. That would be like 2 a.m. Garrett's time by the time we even looked at the clock and we're like, oh shit, we have to actually function tomorrow. Let's put this away. But I loved it. I want to kill Not God, you know, like I'm really excited about everything Emma had to say last night. I thought it was super cool. And the whole temple adventure was great. As for dissecting it, not so much because we're working on our video for Ilmeg right now. So my head's a little more in what we previously digested before I go really kind of crunching on my thoughts on that. BS9, thank you for becoming a member of our fine membership here on the GG. Much appreciated. Final Family, good to see you. Thank you for 6 months. We're sending out our most sincere congrats to you and your family for the safe delivery of your newest baby bundle. Hope your wife is getting some rest soon. She's doing well. She's doing well. We're doing all right. He's a sleepy buddy. And we're doing all right. So it's pretty chill. We're having a good time with it. But, you know, sleep's leaking. That's the thing. Like, you know, you went from 8-ish hours to 6, and even though baby sleeps pretty well, it's like in 3-hour blocks, and you're just slowly leaking out. So I'd say in probably about 2 weeks, we'll probably be at our lowest energy as we just kind of lose a little sleep each night. Yeah, John meant stop before the duty, probably. You know, he was kind of like, you'll feel when it's changing subjects, but like I said, we just lost track of time. We just loved it, and we were just vibing. So I wanted to see it, and I was honestly shocked I was as late as it did. As it was when we were done. Yeah, Pathfinder 2 is great. Pathfinder 2 is great. I've heard about Wrath of the Righteous being fun. It's big. I've never clicked with a Baldur's Gate or a Pillars of Eternity. Deadfire was okay. But real-time pausable strategy combat like that outside of like Bethesda or BioWare games like Dragon Age, I've just always really, really, really sucked at. And I've heard Righteous you can turn on full turn based, and I did like Divinity Original Sin a lot, but I want to finish Persona 5. That's I probably would have gotten into Wrath of the Righteous, but I really, really like Persona 5, and I want to finish it before I go too far. When's the VOD out? So Ilmeg will be Wednesday. Outside of that, I will not say. I don't want to make any promises for when we're going to get that out, because we do have some other videos planned in the Final Fantasy department for the end of the year. Plus, we had 25,000 subs, so we gotta do a celebration of some kind there. So keep an eye on the Discord. We have an idea what we're gonna do for that. So it was awesome hitting 25K on the subs. It was really, really fun. Recommend trying the Blue Mage job. Oh, I don't think we'll get to that today. No, I need to actually learn my real jobs before we take on Blue Mage. But Blue Mage is a really, really fun idea. It seems like an end of game thing, because you go around like getting abilities off other things, and I think that would be more fun to do when you know you have the whole game to go digest abilities off of. I think you level it kind of normal, so you'd start low and go high, but I think Blue Mage is an end of MSQ kind of activity in my brain. And I think you could put Deadfire to turn-based too. It's nice having the second one. Yeah, for D's comment here, it's nice having the second one be a sleepy baby. Our first kiddo was a trial by fire as we learned to parent, and we did well. But we had to do a lot of changes. If you followed me back in Here's the Storm days, I used to stream with Kristen. Kristen was my co-host. We would do morning streams 4 days a week or so, and we did a lot of that, but that had to change drastically. So Kristen is a domestic CEO now, her own words, as she puts it. But she runs the house, she runs the finances, she does my taxes, she does all the orders for my business, everything that's not like the streaming, recording, and posting. And then she spell checks my posts too. Kristen does a ton for the home business here and Grinding Gear in general. She does a lot of our SEO optimization and that sort of stuff. But sadly, she wasn't able to be on screen as much, of course, when the kiddo arrived. And she's loving it. Like, she loves getting to spend all that time with the kid and the kids now. But it was a big change up. There was a lot of our life that had to change. And all for the better. Because kids are freaking great. Kids are magical. It's like DMing all the time. Easy to power level endgame too. Yeah, and there might be like systems that we could take advantage of to level up. I don't think Blue Mage Dungeon would be really our jam because we want that level of barrier challenge to play. So there might be fun ways that we don't know about that we could level in. Yeah, exactly, Pill. Like, they just let you take a child home. They just, like, there's more background checks and, like, calls made. like when you adopt a pet from the pound, they'll like call your landlord and like see if you're in okay standing and if you can actually have pets. Like children, they're just like, and go. And you're like, this is a whole human being. Are you insane? But it all works out. The primalness takes over and you're able to pull it off. I love kids when there's someone else's I cannot handle. Hey, Rosalind, we rely on that as parents. Like, I know a lot of us aren't parents in this generation. It can be kind of a lonely affair being a parent, particularly like in my friend circles. I really don't know anybody who's parents outside of like John and such. But we need you all with your high energy to swing by, play with the kids at max power for an hour, and then peace out. Or recommend us movies that we haven't gotten to check out, or TV shows that our limited time might allow for. Like, it's really, really fun having friends in many different veins. A while ago, you guys mentioned you like doing some duo dungeons, like WoW. Something about goblins? Something about goblins. We do like... Oh, you're probably thinking of, yeah, when I was talking about when Chris and I would do duo dungeons as two gnomes. And we would strategically go through it. Yeah, no, that was fun. So yeah, we could two-man blue a dungeon, like leave two other people out and try to two-man it. That could be a decent challenge mode for us. I think we'd find that fun. We just need that difficult. That's why we do everything on the min-eye level outside of like just farming. Like we really kind of like need that difficulty to really scratch the itch. Same way with pets, surely. Yeah, absolutely. Recently adopted your needs? Good on you, Holt. Hope that's going well. No kids parenting for a 15-year-old overnight? Oh, wow. That's intense. Yeah. I can't imagine any age that isn't the ones I play. Or play. that I DM for. Because they come online slowly. Like, Flynn's just getting into, like, drawing things that are things. Or making up rules for games at 3. Like, it's just amazing how the brain comes online. They level up. They literally have patch notes overnight. You'll just wake up and like patch it, downloaded. They're a different person now. They have all these new abilities. You gotta rework. Rework happened overnight. You gotta get in there and do your bags and bars. Do you plan on doing high-end rating like Savages when you're caught up? I don't know about Savages, right? Because when you get into really, really hard content, I want to. But at that point, we would really need a crew. And it's a much smaller crew than something like for World of Warcraft, you know, only 8 people, so there's 6 slots. And we've definitely found a lot of very cool people and people we like playing with our minimum eye levels. We've had some repeats in there who we really respect and enjoy. You know, we'd look up guides probably ahead of time, like if we're doing endgame stuff. We're not going to blind that, certainly for savages. But it's more so like, it's to be perfectly honest, a lot of it's just the video production of it. Like, we would want people with decent mics and people we trust that aren't going to say anything bad on our stream. And we like to keep cursing to a minimum to an extent. You know, like, there's some barriers when we get into higher end content. Everyone needs to be on comms together. And what I don't want to do is a situation where, like, we have 6 people, but they're ignored. Like, they're just muted and we don't ever hear from them. Like, you know, that doesn't feel good. So our minimum eye level hangouts, like those are really gelling. The extremes feel like a really good difficulty for that. Doing savages without any guides would be really, really fun. But we have to build that crew. You have to build that crew. And that's a bit of a barrier. Where can you send your application? Yeah, I mean, like that's kind of like the road we would go down at that point, but it would be really, really fun. Not currently much on my mind, so we'll be thinking about it more in the future. World's first grinding gear when? I'm not that good at the game, honestly. Like I enjoy improving. I'd like to think I'm okay. You know, growing up, big fish, little pond. Like, I was the gamer at my school. I was, you know, the best gamer there was. Mainly because I practiced. Like, if there was going to be a sleepover, I would sit down, whatever game it was going to be that night, Counter-Strike, Super Smash Bros, Warcraft 3, whatever it is that we were LAN partying. Unreal Tournament was a big one. And I would practice for like 2 days and the week leading up to it to make sure I was good. So when I showed up, I was great. But not amazing by any means. Never do ultimates blind. So it's extremes, savage, ultimate. Is ultimate above savage? Pretty accessible. Okay, savages are a little accessible. I mean, that the clips I saw of the Dragon Song thing, that looked badass. That looked really, really cool. And I'd love to do that someday. Ultimates are hardcore. I mean, it's great content. How would so do ultimates get farmed, or is it more like a beat it once and then people kind of take a break? Like, how do people work that? Do they put it on farm? Is there gear in there that people strive to get for the rest of the expansion, or is it they get farmed both? Okay. It's for weapon glamours. Was that flame ring? Like, there was a solid week there where everyone had a flame ring around their back. Took them 6 months. Wasn't Echo kind of a standout, though? Like, they moved from World of Warcraft and they really struggled in Final Fantasy or something like that. I feel like Echo was kind of late to the party, maybe, but this is all, like, information I'm gathering from the outside. Flame Ring is currently Savage Gear. Okay. Echo took a 2-month break. Alright, so it was extended there, too, for that reason. Okay. I mean, the Flame Ring's cool. Like, of course, the dress-up would be fun. Getting the dress-up stuff would be very enjoyable. I think I actually... Before we get in here, let's... Starting to figure out the... What is a dragon? Oh, it's a tabletop. Nice. I got this dress, this fabulous dress. I actually have quite a few dresses. Sin likes to give me beautiful dresses. Dark chestnut. I'm just gonna go give that to Doma. I need to clear out my little flirts too, but that's my bag there. Mega Piranha? Sure. Replace their healers and main tank with people who weren't further along than them. Oh. and spectate the hardcores. I feel that, Lee. You know, for me, it's more. I'd say like age isn't so much about performance; it's just endurance. Like my life has changed so much that if I video game for 2 hours straight, I'm like, whoa, okay. You know, I need a little bit of a walk. I could use a little stretch. And with streaming, it's different because like we game 20 minutes, we hang out with you for 10, 20, 10. Like there's a lot of variety there. But like just sitting down and like grinding for 3 hours, I'm like, oh, it's time to make lunch. It's time to like get a coffee going. It's just speaking of which, I do have a coffee this morning. It's time to get a coffee going. It's time, you know, time to hang out and go see what's up with the family. Heaven's Light, is that from the Dragon Song thing? Welcome, August. I've got a lot of nice dress pieces. I did that fashion show thing back when that was a weekly event. I don't think I've missed any weekly events in a while. When I first got in the game, I think they were doing the one for the car and I wasn't high enough level yet, which was sad. Replica. High Allegan Star Globe. Does replica have any meaning, or is this just like words? Like theming? Oh, that has a nice little glow to it. Crafted and dyeable. With no stats. Oh. So the non-replica version would be rocking stats. This would be a version that you would make so you can have the look of it. What are those symbols? I've never actually noticed these. I can't hover on them. Oh, look. So glamour chest, glamour something, and then glam... Here, I can't... I know the high quality symbol. But right here. Right there. Like the little shield plus mark. I think I figured it out. The glamour chest. Glamour something. And then there's the one that looks like a Templar shield. And if it is, does it still glow when it's dyeable? Because it kind of does that red. So if you were to make it green, would it... Does it glow with the color you dye it? I guess it's not really glowing, maybe? It just kind of has an inner light. That's cool, though. That is highly usable. That's nice. Armoire. Yeah, the last one. What's the Templar shield? The armoire. Oh, wait. Okay, so then what's the other... What's the one on the right, then? Because I thought that was the armoire, because it looks like this armoire. Oh, you could put an FC logo on it. Oh, okay, cool. Ah, that's neat. Okay, neat. I got this guy. I was given this actually back in Heaven's Ward, I think. I still haven't been able to equip it, but it's absolutely psychotic. I love it. I'm looking forward to rocking this pondering orb. This mess. It's a fabulous, fabulous piece. I got some really handsome... I wish when people donated things, I could see their name below it. Like, that might be something in Final Fantasy, but in World of Warcraft, if someone crafts something, it has their name on it when you wear it. I would love if just gifts. I could see like, oh, I got this from Sin, or oh, hey, that was like... For instance, my very first donation from when we like just started our streams was the Sweater of Light. And that's why I'm just like emotionally so attached to it. Crafted gear is signed? Okay. Does it lose its sign when it goes in the Alt key? Does it lose its signing when it goes in the glamour box? It does? That's a shame. I guess if you were wearing like a craft... Yeah, because there was this winter sweater I was given, and it was like the first gift I ever got. That's awesome, Baggins. Might come back if you take it out. I mean, we could. I mean, let's do it. Let's see what happens. It ain't gonna hurt nobody. I've got more than enough. Market prohibited, binding. This, it's high quality, so I assume it was crafted. 27 crafting and repair. No name on it. Yeah. Oh, shame that. I mean, you know, not the most important thing in the world. Might have been like a retainer got it, like it was brought to them. Pugilist arm. Oh shit! Hell yeah! I didn't realize I got that last night. I really wanted this at the end of the dungeon. I think a like Mesoamerican like red mage set would be really killer. Because I love this disc up here. I think that's really badass for the crystal. Not a huge fan of the saw sword, but I really like this. I'm glad I got that. Spaghetti code? Yeah, yeah. I'm really excited by some of these newer engines that are coming out that seem to be a bit more developer friendly. Like, what's the Resident Evil engine called that they've done the newer ones in the remakes? Like that thing nearly always works day one. It is just a spectacular engine, and it seems like they have a lot of availability to do things with it and play with it. The RE, it's called the RE engine. Yeah, like that thing looks stellar. It's solid. You know, faces can be a little weird, but you know that's I think just Resident Evil in general. But it seems like they can do a lot with it, and they're not very limited with their opportunities. And the games always release working. Outside of a little frame rate issue there with like the bugs in Resident Evil Village. And that was solved in like 3 days. Monster Hunter Rise was the RE engine? Really? Interesting. Me and my son were looking for, he loves monsters. He goes through my D&D books all the time. So we watched the enemy intros for Monster Hunter Rise the other day, and those were great, and it sounded like those were all read by the Helsing voice actor, the English Helsing voice actor. He did a great job, if that's him. Campbell or something like that. I forget his name off the top of my head, but I love that voice actor. That looked like a really fun game. Lots of systems which are a little overwhelming, but we're gonna do, that's one of our Friday games, like Valheim, Monster Hunter, World of Warcraft, casual Final Fantasy, you know, whatever else tickles our fancy. I'd love to get Garrett to play a card adventure with me since he doesn't like deck builders. I'd love to see him try, like, I think it's called Cross the Obelisk. Garrett's never played, I mean, this is another just like giant project that might be too much, but we'll see. Garrett's never played Factorio. We've never played Satisfactory. Garrett's never played Deep Rock Galactic. I want to play... There's so many games. There's so many good co-op games. Cross the Obelisk is fun. A little long-winded side. Yeah, I think it would be. Right? Like, Slay the Spire is pretty long. I don't think Garrett's ever played Slay the Spire, so it would be brand new for him. Have I played Smite? I have. I'm not a big fan of... Well, this isn't necessarily true. I got ganked a lot in Smite, and I sucked at it. So I wanted to blame Smite because I didn't like it, but I got really into the one that got canceled by Fortnite, Paragon. I got super into Paragon. And I really liked Paragon. I thought it was great. It was sad that it got canned. And I really like the MOBA feel of Crystal Conflict for that reason. Crystal Conflict, I think, is amazing because it has that MOBA feel. And it's nice and bite-sized. If you ever play Satisfactory, you need to watch Let's Game It's Out Satisfactory videos. I think it'd be fun. Crispin. Yes, Crispin is the voice actor. Did an awesome job. Really cool read on those. I think top down is definitely one of my favorite styles of video game. I think that the StarCraft looking graphics of Factorio are top notch, and I prefer them over Satisfactory. But that's me. I Satisfactory or Factorio. It's just one of the best freaking games. Oh my god, what a time sink. What an absolute, oh my god. Just an amazing game. We got some Paragon lovers. We got some Paragon lovers in here. HOTS in the future? That'd be fun. It'd be fun to play some HOTS again. I do occasionally jump in there for like a Nazebo game. I don't think it's really... I don't think like not playing HOTS is about like injury or madness or disgruntledness at Blizzard so much as I really like patch notes. Patch notes were just one of my favorite things to cover. So without that kind of update, there's not really any drive to make content about it anymore. It was really fun doing the esports interviews, and Nexus Gaming and all that is still going. But we'll see. We'll see. We got a long list of co-op games. What anime am I watching this season? All right, I'm gonna put something in my box first, and then we'll talk about that. But mostly like Spy X Family is the best thing on the planet. That's really the one that I have post baby continued to be invested in. I know Garrett got super into Chainsaw Man, and he wants me to catch up so we could talk about it. So I am. Those are kind of neat. I really like those. I think my Ellison has a great animation set for physical stuff. Like I originally wanted to make an Aura male, and then I saw their run and I couldn't do it. I couldn't be an Aura male. I didn't like the way they bounced. And so I started as an Ellison Paladin, and the run. Oh, the run is just, look at that. It's just so handsome. It's such a stylish dude. I love the Paladin run on Ellison so much. And I think Ellison's just a really, really cool. The Crash Bandicoot, yeah, it's very Crash Bandicoot. You ain't lying. Like, that is 100% true. Very, very true. I mean, Spy X Family just has it all. Like, I mean, you know, we're parents, so, you know, Chris and I dig it for that reason, but it's got some really solid action. The, like, face animation isn't, like, when I see that, I've seen that kind of look, that really kind of just flat, weird nose, kind of Escaflowne kind of face thing. Escaflowne is a little more like pointed nose. It's kind of a weird animation style, but it's just so good. Like, and occasionally like a car or a motorcycle in Spy X Family's computerized, but like, who the shit cares? Like, it is just so good. And it's so beautifully anime when they get to the action scenes, and the comedy is spot on. It's just really solid. Everything's better as a Lala. I mean, I think that the like Asahi like bending down, like people talking to you, it would be hilarious. I think as a second playthrough, Lala is probably top of the list just to see how the game's different. But I can't do small characters. I'm 6'3", and like I just struggle. If it's not a joke character or something I'm just doing for fun, like my mains always have to be tall. Whether it's Troll or Torin or Ellison or Kunari. I really liked getting to be a Kunari in Dragon Age Inquisition. I don't know if y'all played Dragon Age Inquisition. That was a weird one. They had two voice options. One was like the UK version and one was like American English, but the game was full of French. And the American voiceovers, particularly for the male, like just butchered all the French pronunciations. Not like I'm great at pronunciation, but it was a fantasy world, very European in that way. And they were just like, you gotta go with the UK voice. Even though the American version was like much deeper and worked way better for my Kunari. The UK voice actor was way better. I mean, I probably, like, I've never tried a Bun Boy either. I haven't seen their run animation or anything. I'd have to get in there and check it out. Can you check new PvP run animations in the Wolf's Den? Wait, what? Are PvP animations different? You shorter than me? How tall are you, Dylan? That's a rarity. I mean, 6'3" is pretty rockin'. But when people are taller than me, they are taller than me. My dad's 6'7", so I missed out on the extra couple inches. You could do a charity money raiser for a choose your... That'd be fun. That'd be fun. I know that's what Preach did, right? Preach, like, had his chat design his character for him. 6'5", nice, yeah. No, and it's noticeable, like, because I'm just not used to people being taller than me, so it always throws me for a bit of a loop. Female Midlander here. It just looks dainty. Oh, right. Don't hear kind of do that, like arms at the side, kind of the V shape when they run. That's not something I'm personally a huge fan of. Really the only MMO female I've played is female Draenei, so I could play a shaman on Alliance, because I don't like the male Draenei. Female Aura are really cute, so I'd probably go with that in this game if I was doing female. Also, I mean, you get some really cool glamours that, you know, I can't wear. Though apparently I can wear these pants. These fabulous, fabulous pants. So, you know, there's no stopping some of it. Hey, Christian, welcome. What's this? Oh, we're just hanging out. Casual Friday starting up. Princessy design. How's the, what are the Goliaths called? There's my D&D translation. What are the Goliaths called in this game? And how's their run? How's the female run on a Rogadin? Gigas? Rugadin. How's the Rugadin run? Rogues have a really good run. It's good. It's good, said Luke. But Luke's a big fan. Is a big fan. So I'll take your word for it. They run like, oh, you imagine the Hulk would run? Nice. They're missing their male version, right? Or am I confusing that? Is it the cat, the like big cat boys that are missing? Who's missing their male or female equivalent? The Hrothgar. They're missing the female. That'd be interesting to see. Do we have any art of that? Because it'd be really cool if they were, like, more monstrous, too. I know kind of the obvious translation that we think of with fantasy would be to take it very slim and trim and kind of make them smaller. But it'd be really cool to see if they did the cat girls as, like, just as ripped and bulky. Sooner if they were Adam Copium. Yeah, next expansion, probably. Oh, yeah. Who knows what that's going to be. But John has told me that the current storyline's pretty rockin'. It's spoiler location? Okay. Okay. Oh, so they've been seen in game kind of like the Bun Girls were before Shadowlands? Or Shadowlands, excuse me. Shadowbringers. So they're kind of around. There's some hints. There's fan art. Okay. Okay. No in-game models. Oh, okay. More abs. More abs. Okay, so some art I can't look at yet. Some art I can't look at yet. What's this handsome devil? I was given some cool... Ooh. I was given some cool stuff last night. These are great. I gotta do a monk stream at some point. Because I like the idea. How many... Do monks get dash charges? How many dashes can a monk do? Can I really kind of like dash around, or is it more like samurai where I have one? Glad it could make your day, Artemis. 3 charges? That's badass. On 30-second cooldown. Okay. Cool. Lion Girls are set for the after the graphical overhaul. That's going to be really exciting. Particularly after seeing the Titania room. If that, like, cast light in that room would look so good. Because I really like the look of Final Fantasy. I just want more color. And if light can put color on objects. Because, you know, back when I first started, I used a certain thing that my buddy John told me to get that allowed for colors to be a little more vibrant. And it was, I really liked it. Like, my armor caught the light around me in the casino, the casino, and it just looked really good. Yeah, just a little saturation boost goes a long way to kind of fill out the game. Golden saucer, thank you. Style flash step? I mean, I did not expect to like Samurai so much, so I like that idea a lot. I love dashes. I don't want to have to walk up to my enemies when I'm playing melee, which Paladin is still making me do. It's kind of a handsome little thing. And I guess I eventually get a charge as Paladin because it's in my PvP set and moveset, but oh man. Paladin's gotten a little overcomplicated with the whole like magic bolt system. I can see it being really useful, particularly when you're stuck outside of melee or just as a cool way to up your DPS, but I really was enjoying Paladin, and then all that spell stuff hit, and I'm kind of just like, I can't process you right now. I've got a Samurai and a Astrologian to learn. I'll deal with you later. That's really nice. I love all the 3D stuff in Final Fantasy armor sets. Like that one I got last night was really handsome with all the bags and potions on it. These are really cool too. Very kind of evil bishop. $80? Oh, they're getting a rotation rework? Okay. It wasn't added until Shadowbringers. Okay. But isn't Dragoon and... Wait, Astrologian's also getting a rework, right? Astrologian doesn't feel very moldy. I've heard Dragoon feels kind of moldy, but... I think Astrologian's doing great, but I hear they're getting reworked. Sounds intense. Astrologian gets reworked almost every expansion. I guess they don't have the... I mean, would you call Astrologian the, like, hybrid healer? Because they have, like, a shield, a heal over time, lots of, like, utility and stuff, but maybe they lack a personality in high-end rating. People would rather have a scholar and something else. Astrologians maybe don't really have a place because they just don't really have that personality. I love hybrid. I love utility. That's the kind of healers I want to be. I love utility. I love giving different kinds of buffs out. I'd rather have lower healing numbers and more interesting buttons. That the card game, when stressed, is janky. It does take up your whole weave to get those out, right? And that might not be the best place for it. Particularly with maybe the percents of power you're giving out. All healers have at least one shield and one regen. Okay, well, that's a good... I mean, I don't mind that homogenization at all. Because it means you allow for more people to play what they want. Am I going to try Sage? Yeah, absolutely. I fired up... I started the quests, and it was going on about Charlene a lot, and I was kind of like, you know... It's neat hearing about this ahead of time, but I'd rather wait until we're more in, like, the Charlene mindset. So I'm absolutely going to do it. But it was more just the quests were kind of in a storyline that my head wasn't really ready to digest. I want a white mage just so I can do the PvP laser. I want a white mage for PvP. That looks really fun, building up a awesome limit break and then just unleashing that giant freaking Death Star laser on everybody. Draw and play are two different buttons on top of needing to select targets. I do okay with my MMO mouse here. I got a Razer Naga Pro that I think works well for getting my cards out, but I can definitely see that it's a barrier to entry for many, and if it in the late game, if it takes up your double weave, I can see that being an issue. You know, I kind of like that ring. Not how many rings do I have? Do I actually sport any? I don't really have any. Yeah, I kind of like the ring. Let's do the ring in there for now. I really like my gladiator class ring that I have over in my armoire. No thoughts, only Blood Lily. Yes. Also get a unique mount. I think Sage would be fun. Sage is, my understanding is it's more like Disc Priest, right? It's like I mark somebody and then I damage things and that damage flies into them as healing. That's, I mean, if that's how it works, like you're already doing that in Final Fantasy anyway. So the barrier to entry to play that style is not as high as Disc Priest, and that sounds really fun. It's nice having the extra slots. Like, I will have to be a little more choosy down the road. But it is really, really nice having the extra slots. I'm spoiled by things I didn't beg for. I really have no need for earrings. I really like the earrings I have. Yeah, let's go ahead and put my dress in there. My fabulous dress. Oh, those are handsome. What are they for? I think go with the set. Already filled out all 800? I believe it. I don't mind micromanaging, though. Like I said in the recent video, I like planning, and I plan more than I play. So I don't mind the limitation. I find limitations more fun often. But of course, who wouldn't like the World of Warcraft system where just everything you touch ends up inside? Not that I necessarily want to pay gold, because I'm horrible at making gold. So I would always run out of money dressing up often in World of Warcraft. But I get you. I get you, Spaghetti Code. It happens. Fabulous games are made on wicked weird engines. Oh, look at the cleats. Just or two cleat. Just two little cleat. Just a little cleat. All right, I think that's it. I think we're good. What else we got? So there's this dragon piece. I need to go drop off a card, and then I guess I have a random chestnut. Oh, I think I'm full on... I'm domined out for the week. I think. Reset happens Tuesday morning, Monday night, right? Have a retainer filled with... How many retainers can you have? Tuesday morning. Okay, no, I would have done my dome and drop off Tuesday. Two for free? Oh, you have to pay more. And up to 10 if you pay. Okay, so I have the 2 free. I don't know how to dress them up either. Do I do that in this menu if I wanted to dress up my retainer? I'm okay with 2. I'm not filled up quite yet. I have the companion app. I got that so I could have the cell phone emote. You don't get an app one? Okay. You can check your domain... Oh, timers. I always forget about that one. Where is that menu? System. Menu, duty. Timers. Domain Enclave. View donation status. Weekly budget 0. Rate 180. Next week begins. Okay, so I assume this means weekly budget 0, meaning I'm all donated. I'm all domined up. Okay, I'm fully domined. Top tier domined. Giga domined. It's fun. It's fun doing the little, like, it's not really city management, but I do like it as a place to put my stuff. All right, let's go to... I'm managing these bags. Head on down to the gold saucer. Man, your timer window is missing like half the items. Oh, you mean like when you're max level, all the various things you can do and have unlocked? Retainer is level limited player. Generally, you want to choose one that mirrors your main. I don't know anything about like sending. Yeah, like here's a great example, right? Like you can just kind of, you can barely see the pink splashing onto my armor. And just a little saturation just bumps that up. And you really feel like you're walking, your armor's reflective and you're really kind of walking amongst the lights. You can go to the battle hall in Duty Finder if you want to sell cards. The what? Duty Finder? Battle hall? What the heck's a battle hall? My collection, I've been very lucky. I've gotten some good ones. I got Thordan when we did it. I got Tsukiyomi when we did it. So I got some nice ones. It's in the cactus tab. But like the golden saucer? The Cactar option in the Duty Finder. Oh. Battle Hall. Do I actually sign up or does it just teleport me here? If I sign up, do I have to play? Or can I just teleport? You don't have to play. Oh, cute. Save yourself a little bit of money. I also need to make a bummer deck, whatever that's called, like when you have all the really bad minions. Or when that happens, when they reverse the numbers on you. Alright, let's go find... I think we're set on the bag front. Aren't the old Dodd training dummies, I think, are right outside the door, so let's go to those. Yeah, the reverse deck. I need a reverse deck. So, no, I haven't played much of the Triple Triad. Triple Triad's a little speedy for, like, hanging out with the baby on my lap. Hearthstone Battlegrounds was actually kind of my preferred pace gaming during my paternity break there. I played a bit of Persona 5, but Persona 5 has, like, a lot... It's honestly, like, my biggest problem with Persona 5 right now is the load time. Like, not actually the game loading, but open the game, join the Thieves Guild, no thank you, watch the little cutscene, get to the game, get to the load, get to the thing, get to school, and I'm just like, oh my god. So, like, when I have, like, 3 hours at night, I'm like, hell yeah, let's do some Persona 5. But as a pick-up-and-go game, it wasn't the best. Because then, you know, baby would cry and be like, okay, and then you turn it off, and then, you know, it's like 3 minutes to get back into it. But Hearthstone Battlegrounds just kind of had a nice, you know, play, break. That was great for taking care of kiddo. Is it the, I think it's the brush station that has the target dummies, but I might be wrong about that. No Switch or Steam yet? I got it on Xbox Game Pass. Otherwise, I absolutely would have gotten it on the Switch. Because that would be perfect. And then I could just kind of put it down and leave it on. But I'm playing it on Game Pass. I want Western? Okay, yeah, this isn't it. Western. Thank you for the tip. Is it Horizon? Does Horizon have it? Or is it one of, like, the weird ones? Triple Triad's really fun. I really like the this isn't it, but it's got to be what, maybe this one down here? The 80 Sins of Sasamo? I know that the Limsa one has it, but isn't there one? I just like Ul'dah because it's where I started the game, and it gives me good vibes. I just like seeing the zone, hearing the music. Takes me back to, like, a simple time of just, like, exploring this game organically. And I really kind of dig it. Scorpion's Crossing. Scorpion. Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay. Cool. Yeah, that's right. Here we go. Yeah, the triple triad mount. I've heard the hardest part is the guy who's up in Azazla. Like, he just does not give out his card. That might be anecdotal, but I've heard it's a tough mount to get. Diffic, so yeah, exactly. Like, pausing, and, you know, again, like, you know, Persona 5 isn't unpausable by any means. It's a great pause game, but I want to pay attention to it. I like being immersed in it. I might have accidentally started romancing. I don't know the names. I'm playing in Japanese, so I'm not really absorbing the names very well. But I think I might have accidentally started romancing the blonde-haired girl, and I don't want to upset her. Because I think I'm going to go for the doctor. I think I want to date the doctor, but I got to get more guts by, like, eating burgers and watching movies. So, like, 90% of my playtime right now has been kind of avoiding the second palace for as long as I can in order to eat burgers and watch movies and get my guts up to date the doctor if I can. Anne. I think her name is Anne. Just like real life. Yeah, just real life. You know, you got to farm those. You got to farm those burgers. Romancing Anne is the right decision, though. I think my other companion, the blonde guy, has a thing for her. I don't know if that's true, but right now I'm kind of like, I feel like I'd be encroaching. He seems like he has a thing for her, and I'd rather not interrupt that. Just date everybody. Can you? Is it not like Mass Effect where you get locked out of dating, or can you just romance everyone under the sun with no repercussions? Not that BioWare didn't allow you to, you know, upset multiple relationships by dating other people. No, well, not romance that early, but, you know, get the ball rolling, right? Like, yeah, get your stats up. Romance only unlocks at level 9. Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. But you gotta get the ball rolling, right? You gotta make your decisions. You gotta plan ahead. Not that there's a special event if you date everyone. Perfect. That's not really my personality type. I enjoy my monogamy. I enjoy a deep relationship, much like these two Lalafels are having right here. Are you two? Are you two flirting? Maybe they're just whispering. Maybe they're just whispering. I'm going to ship them all the same. I'm going to ship those two Lalafels, whoever they are. I can't click them. We'll never know their names. But I'm going to ship them right now. They're having a good time. Oh, you could choose between friendship and romance? Okay, so you don't need to worry about, like, over... If you got it to level 9 on their card, you don't automatically have to romance them. Okay. Probably up to no good. I don't know, man. No, might be love. Might be love. Scheming. Scheming. Okay, we are going to fire up the Weskalber Astrologian video. We had to skip quite a bit of it because we're already pretty deep. I love my snap that much more. Accidentally put it together. Accidentally huge Emmett fan. But that was great. That was great last night. I enjoy my snap transformations even more now than I did before. Always go for that perfect ending, says Dakoth. Exactly. Exactly. Okay, and we're going to do that. But before we do that, we will once again listen to Dr. Dre's beats, but they're medieval, for the 100th time while I work and edit. But no, we're gonna do that, and I will be right back. Cat could be his own stream. Yeah, he does well. Yeah. Karth is a one cat man, though. No other cats allowed in the house. He's fine with a dog visiting. Doesn't mind kids. But don't you dare. Don't you even think about putting another cat in this house. Karth Nasty will not hear of it. Where is my nighttime music? I don't have music off. We were playing just last night. Yeah. Nighttime music. Currently not working. That's okay. We don't have to. Oh, there's no night themes. Oh, right. Okay, I remember that. I remember that now. When did we leave off? Wait, is this accurate? 9 months ago? Yeah, it should be. Warning? What's he warning about?
I want to put a warning here quick too. Level 50 is a lot for Astrologian. We have a very simple skill, a confusingly worded skill, and the worst skill in the game on a...
What's this one?
Level 50? Sinistry. On a
right.
And lasting...
Oh, I never use that thing. I always forget to use this thing.
Seconds. This puts a buff on a target. Anytime a single target spell, which means no essential dignity, is used on your party, that target will be healed for 40% of the original heal.
Oh, shoot. He uploads. Oh, my God. Freaking. Oh, my God. Flexing on that file size.
Includes on your Sinistry target, acting like a 140%.
Generate etheric bond target party member each time you cast a heal on target. Oh, that'd be really good to get good at. That'd be helpful when I gotta heal myself and somebody else. Problem is with that skill, you have to use spells because you put the buff on somebody and yourself, and then you have to use other spells. So you're saying like it takes up your weave kind of thing. Not very useful. Not used very much in high-end content. I guess there's probably a few situations where yourself and the party member. There's probably a few situations where you need to heal just yourself and somebody else. Yeah. Yeah, so maybe in like low-end content it'd be really, really rocking of me to use it. But because I really liked, was it Binding Heal on Priests, where you could heal yourself and whoever your target is? I use that a lot. But because this is a buff that I got to get out, and then oftentimes by the time I've thought to get out the buff, like the situations change, and usually an AoE will just do the job better. Okay, we use this frequently. We don't need to worry about that. Not great at managing it, but at least I use it for now. This would be the... Oh yeah, they added that precise seeking thing. The only problem is, if we're watching videos with spoiler images, yeah, be careful about it. But it is pretty cool down. Oh, the words go away though? Do the words go away? Okay, let's close that. Opener.
Now, after your third Malefic. This is more for your party than yourself. So be sure to make this a static position. And this first Malefic,
I'm not doing
you can start
a rotation at all.
1.5 seconds before the pull. But again, your average tank doesn't give a countdown outside, and even sometimes, even inside, high-end content. You just have to throw Malefic as soon as you know it's go time.
Welcome unknown character. We have organized the bags and we're getting to learning. Malefic. Okay, that's just my main deeps. So this would be the opener when you're not healing anybody that he's talking about. And this is level 50, so we're not terribly... There wasn't a level squish, right? That I have to worry about. That would have been a long time ago. And this was made 9 months ago, so we are safe there. Collective Unconscious. Oh, I love this spell. Okay. We don't need to worry about that. I think I used that well enough. This is the other one. I'd be kind of curious to hear what he says about this one, but I use it pretty regularly.
15 yalm range. So basically, this outright replaces Aspected Helios every 60 seconds, but can be stacked with it if health values are so low that you need both. Generally not a thing outside of heavy-hitting trials and high-end content, but potential use. Unlike Aspected Helios though, this can and should be used on single targets since it's also the same power as Benefic 2. Once again, in big pools with tanks, throw out Opposition for 700 potency of healing. It will be back up before the next pool or boss, so there's no point holding on to it. And if a DPS took a bit of chip damage from stealing aggro or standing in an AoE, this will heal them too as a side effect of you making sure the tank stays up. Otherwise, it's a powerful AoE heal that doesn't make you choose between different spells. Throw this out, assess the situation, and heal whoever needs more.
Cool,
Such
so
as
use
the
that
tank
more.
who's still taking
That's good
lots
advice.
of boss
Just use it more.
damage. We only got 2 new skills, but both show clearly how flexible they can be with short cooldowns. We'll get a little more of that with Stormblood.
So Earthly Star.
Galaxy will grant you Earthly Dominance. For
Okay, yeah, let's do this. I never watched his Earthly
controller
Star.
use X.
I just use it on cooldown.
Upon
That's
placing,
when I remember.
Earthly Galaxy will grant you Earthly Dominance for 10 seconds and turn the button into Stellar Detonation. Stellar Detonation has the Galaxy explode into both a strong attack and strong heal. Stellar Burst will deal 205 potency of damage to all enemies inside, and heal all allies.
What is the range on that? Like how... Because I'm just kind of casting it on top myself. Oh, weird. This kind of moves with the camera. Is that the best way to do it, or is this like Legacy controls doing something weird? This feels kind of odd. Because I've just been dropping it on top of myself for ease of use and getting it out, but I guess if I did have to put it in a certain place, or if we were all like... Yeah, I'm using keyboard and mouse for this. Used to be way smaller. It follows your mouse. So here's my mouse going. So how do I... You can use a setting to stop it at max range. That sounds nice. I would like that. There's no reason why I need it. It's a nice purple. Purple's my favorite color. That's very handsome. But there's no reason why I would ever want to be alerted to it being out of range. Yeah. Yeah, no, if anyone knows the button combination for that, that'd be super helpful. Oh, yes, it's still registering my controller because I have it on hybrid. So well, controller still is just using my mouse. I got my controller up here. I have it set to hybrid so that I can quickly switch to samurai if I want. And now I'm ready to rock. Cool, we can look at... Oh, no, Wingo's got it. Character. Targets. Ground target settings. Oh, here we go. Ground target settings, gamepad mode. But I guess that's gamepad mode. Oh, interesting. On controller, it's based on the camera. So this would be the first kind of problem I've run into with having my controller on at the same time. Huh. Well, I think we can lock it to cursor unlocked. Let's see what that does. There we go. There we go. Cool. And then what? I just want to limit the movement to target range, right? Hot damn. Hell yeah. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Thank you.
For 540 potency. But what happens if we let the Earthly Dominance buff wear off? A second buff will be granted, Giant Dominance. The star in the center will also begin to glow brightly. This buff lasts for 10 seconds as well. At the end of those 10 seconds, or upon hitting Stellar Detonation, Stellar Explosion will execute. This is a 310 potency AoE to all enemies with 720 potency of healing to all allies inside. Given the size of this galaxy, it is almost impossible for an ally or enemy to be outside of the range. Placed in the center of the action, anything and everything will be affected. In trash pools, every single enemy will be hit with a massive AoE hit, while your tank gets healed for just slightly more potency than Celestial
Doesn't look like
Opposition
anyone had aggro.
or Benefic 2. In bosses, this is guaranteed to heal the whole party and give the boss a good punch
So he's
in
just
the
doing
face.
the same thing as me. He's just dropping it wherever
because
it's so damn big.
Is that first 10-second wait. Sure, Stellar Burst is no slouch, but Stellar Explosion is just so good. As a result, it becomes a game of learning timing. You must use Earthly Galaxy 10 to 20 seconds before you need it. If below 10 seconds, you need to wait a little more before you can set it off.
Does the timer start when it's out? Because here I have this, so that is not. And does it go on full cooldown? So there's 3 seconds, and then we're already at 51. So, oh shoot. Pardon me, wildlife. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, everybody. Okay. So the timer already starts when it's out. So I can drop it, and then by the time it goes off, I'll be on 30-second cooldown or whatever. That's nice. That's always a good quality of life feature for a spell.
If more than 20 seconds, it will explode before you need the heal. You absolutely want to be using this first and foremost in a lot of situations. It's
40-second
just far
cooldown?
too
Okay.
strong.
So yeah, just use it on
you also
every
need
pool.
to make sure you're timing it. If holding for 5 seconds would line it with big raid-wide damage, it's worth it. If you're holding it for, say, 30 seconds, probably not worth holding. Trash mobs, though, absolutely make sure this is your first ability-based heal.
Yeah.
You have to.
Okay, so let's find this a better home. Since it's a mouse bait... Oh, yeah, you guys are... Wait, that's not me. Was there another sly astrologian hiding around here? Gonna piss off all the wild... Yep, they're dead. Oh, up there. Nice. Okay. So I need this to... It's tied to my mouse, so it'd be great on a mouse button. Is there anything I'm not using here? I think the only thing I don't use regularly is Surecast, but that's still helpful. Someday. I guess Sinastry is something I'm not really using. So if I could probably put Surecast, like, let it live somewhere else. It was really, really helpful in, like, the extremes we did. I have Surecast as a click button. Nothing wrong with that. I like doing, like, a pile of click buttons over here normally. Kind of, well, actually, my mouse isn't showing at the moment, but right there. Right to the right of my camera, or to the left of my camera. I usually have a button pile I click, but I've avoided using clicking powers as it tends to upset the chat frequently enough. So I tend to avoid it. I think a 5 is pretty handsome, though. Let's move down Sinastry. We'll do Earthly Star right there. There's no real harm, because this is a 2-second cooldown, but if it's on my mouse there, we're ready to rock. Clickers are based. By all means, click away. You know, I mean, I think I'm decent at video games, but I do host a number of click-based abilities. Like, I think let's do that. Let's make a little click box for myself here. What do we got? We got here Hotbar 3 is kind of chilling. Oh, I've upset the wildlife again. Poor thing. All right, are you on right now? Yeah, you're active. I'll probably want you bigger. But let's do... I like Limit Break as a clicker. Light Speed I have been using on my mouse. I'm not really... I probably want a macro Swift Cast and Ascend together at some point. And then we'll just take this guy and move him here, as we're not using him that often. That'll free up some buttons. We're gonna watch the video to see some stuff about Celestial, but yeah, I hate this being on 9 and it needs to move. And I have no idea what Horoscope's about, so we're gonna learn that as we go. I like binding heal a lot in World of Warcraft. I know my camera's kind of covering this right now. I can make myself a little smaller. So we've got our limit break over there. Yeah, I'm comfortable going to 7. 7's like my max numbered button I want to reach for. Anything past that is not going to get used at all. This spell's really fun too, but I want to hear the official discussion on it.
Wait 10 seconds anyway, and you could just completely forget about it. It'll explode in 20 seconds anyway. Level 64, Malefic Mastery 2 and Malefic 3. This is a much more significant boost. Malefic 3 is a 30 potency boost on top of Malefic 2.
I assume we don't need to know about this, but he's not going to go on that long
but
about
again,
it.
nothing has changed about these. Level 68, Hyper Light Speed. Light speed has been reduced to a lower 90-second recast time. This means you can afford to pop it more often, getting...
I do that, actually, Akari. I have... you can't see it, but I have R. For my sprint, I have T for my gravity, and I use E for lucid, and Q for my dignity. So I use quite a few of those. I don't rescue at all. Rescue is on H, but I am not mastered enough this game to actually rescue people. Like, particularly last night when we were doing that final fight of the temple dungeon. I wish I was better at the game, because Celestial, getting those out on people who are about to be charged would have been a good idea. And just in general, getting good at rescue makes you feel good at the video game.
Heals or damage on the move. Or, you know, go full tryhard and use it only in openers every 2 minutes. One of these seems a lot more useful for your average player. Level 70, Minor Arcana and Crown Play. Oh boy, more cards! What I always wanted, Pot of Greed, which
okay.
knows what it does. Minor Arcana has a
Draws
60
2
second
cards.
cooldown and gives you one of 2 cards, the Lord of Crowns or the Lady of Crowns, which Crown Play will use. The Lord of Crowns will do a 250 potency AoE to all enemies within 20 yalms.
I'm assuming I don't really think about this.
This is the same size as Earthly Galaxy.
Just use it.
Lady of Crowns has the same size, but instead heals the party. This is 400 potency of healing. A couple of issues are involved in this one. You cannot use this outside of combat, so unlike Draw, you can't use this pre-pull or the moment you zone into a duty. This is a boon for high-end raiding and openers, penalty for everyone else. Secondly, there is no redraw involved here. Whatever you get, you're stuck with.
Oh, did it used to be, you had to, oh my god, it used to be one button and then you had to go manage other 2 that would activate? That sounds miserable.
Makes sense.
I'm happy
with a
it's one
50-50
button.
Chance. Thirdly, there's just so many buttons already. There are now 6 buttons involved with cards and the gauge. 7 if you count undraw.
Convert
and for
other
as boring
cards,
as
Lord
the
and Lady.
current card system is being all damage all the time, it's consistently useful. I like me my damage, but I'd rather have the Lady of Crowns more than Lord. And with no redraw, this is actively a button you cannot count on. But when you do get what you like, the uses are fairly obvious. Big AoE attack is amazingly strong for trash mobs, less so for bosses, even if it's stronger than Malefic. But then Lady is at worst a minimum potency essential dignity on the tank. It's free healing on top of any efforts you need to keep the tank alive. But then on bosses, this can take care of a weaker raid-wide attack by itself. You are a healer after all. Damage is nice, but ultimately survival is your main concern, and Lady is consistently more useful in that aspect, even in the worst uses for it. Maybe you disagree, but hey, that's up to you. My whining about it aside, that's our level 70.
I never think Westcalver is whining at all. I just, being on the outside of like high-end rating or optimization, it's always funny to me to listen to him pre-argue with his comments that are going to disagree with him. Like, he's very careful. He's very, very detailed. But he sometimes gets in arguments with people that aren't in the room with me. I'm like, what? Who's he talking to? What? I'm just learning this.
It's flexible in a different sort of way, but it's there to be used when you can manage. React to it.
We do all. Yes,
and
we
you
all
can
do
get some
that.
big gains.
Like
one of those
apes
gains
and monkeys
is in the
last
theoretical opener. So let's fill out the full opener we have. pre-pull, draw, and redraw if it's a bad card.
Cool.
Skipping ahead 30 seconds. Earthly Star. Malefic.
Yeah.
Lightspeed. Combust. Play. Draw.
Wait, hang on. Why? Okay. Combust is instant. So, and play, draw. So he's light speeding. Why is he light speeding and then doing a bunch of instant casts? Well, he's weaving, right? But why is he lights? Oh, he's light speeding here because he has room for it. This is where his weave is open to get light speed in. He's not taking advantage of the first couple seconds or, like second of it. But it's to get it in while he's not play drawing because otherwise it wouldn't fit. Yeah. Yeah, so he's just making sure he has all the double weaves. Then he gets Divination out play. So Divination's actually kind of late. Is Divination on that 2-minute window thing? It is. Okay, so Divination's part of that whole, like, stack them reader thing that I've kind of learned about. All right, and then he does another. So these are all Maleficents that are light speeded. Okay, I'm exclusively using light speed for like spam times like we did in Thordan there, when I'm like running scared for my life in circles, but everybody's taking tons of damage, so I'm just spamming these, which probably isn't the right way to use a 90-second cooldown, but this is more DPS minded for probably higher end contributions, which, would be pro. Carthonasi here is not asleep. What he does is he leaves his paw on my leg, and then he slowly, like, flexes his nails into my leg anytime he wants pets. So I'll leave him alone for, like, 20 seconds, and even though he looks asleep, he'll be like, rev his motorcycles on me, requesting more pets. And then you do Minor Arcana Astrodyne. That's the... Yeah, okay. So he's played enough cards. Wow, this is pretty... I'm not prepared for this level, but as a healer, I can roll a little unoptimized for a bit. Panic healing in the meteor phase is normal. Okay. Good to know. Liminal Space, thank you for the super chat. Relatable content. I also play Final Fantasy with my cat on my lap, aka the best way. Well, yeah, you gotta have the kitties. Kitties keep it chill. Plus, you have something to do. We know during downtime, during pools.
Draw. Malefic. Play. Draw.
No,
Malefic,
I'm not taking this over serious, but I do find it very
play,
interesting to see
Malefic,
kind of where his mind's at in that regard.
Astrodyne, Malefic, Lord of Crowns, Malefic spam. Let me warn again, you potentially want to hold Earthly Galaxy a little bit if you can make use of the healing. But if you want to be maximizing your damage output, you're using it for the opener.
We're not worried about that. But basically, he's kind of showcasing here that you are a DPS until you have to heal. So you have all these like side tools that are going like Earthly Star and maybe Minor Arcana, which might contribute some healing, but really you're a DPS until other things require you to do it.
As long as you use it right before the pool
green
begins,
DPS. Yeah, exactly.
It should at least deal with some form of raid-wide.
Panic healing is extremely ineffective on Scholar. Why is that? Because does Scholar have mana issues? Because for the most part, Astrologian doesn't have mana issues unless you're playing really bad. Because you got Lucid Dreaming, but also just drawing cards gets you all your mana back. And that basically takes care of you. As long as you're drawing cards. Use shields a lot. I do like you will have mana issues if you're not doing cards. But if you're doing the mechanic, it works. It's preventative. That makes sense. So you're always putting out probably your spells. And panic heal. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Pure healing is kind of terrible. That's fair.
Most bosses tend to start with that, or a
But that's a good
Tankbuster.
balance for a shield healer.
Ideally, the timing is 4 seconds before the pull. But also, again, random players. Outside high-end, you probably won't get to use this at all. Then at the end, we've added in Minor Arcana with Astrodyne. If we get Lord of Crowns, we can immediately throw that out. every possible raid buff will be out at this point. At level 50, there weren't many of them.
So he's saying that, does this go away? So I've got Lord of Crowns. It's right here. But it doesn't go away. He's just saying that if you get the healing one. Oh, we did it again. You poor Tordai. This last little enthusiastic Cactar. Well, let's move up a little bit. But good to know my spells are so big. So draw
most every job.
Draw your minor arcana, and if it's the heal one, you can kind of hold off on it and keep it in the bank.
Then that's about it. Healers tend not to have much going on with their openers. Again, the issue with Astrologian is that this is the ideal opener. You might want to redraw and delay a bunch of stuff. I'm just ignoring redraw because, again, incentivizing general learning rather than the optimal mastery. So let's just quickly get into the karaoke opener. Pre-pull, draw, and redraw if the card is bad. Skipping ahead 30 seconds.
Great. These are great. I love when he does these.
Earthly Star.
Oh, he's good.
Lightspeed. Combust. Play. Draw. Malefic. Play. Draw. Malefic. Divination. Play. Malefic. Minor Arcana. Astrodyne. Malefic. Lord of Crowns.
Pre-drew. Okay.
Malefic spam.
I get it.
We have a good few more great skills ahead, and luckily no more fiddling around with openers. So let's see Shadowbringers' offerings.
That doesn't change up.
Level 72, Combust Mastery 2, Malefic Mastery 3, Combust 3, and Malefic 4. Combust 3 is getting a small bump up to 55 potency per tick, or a total 550 potency dot.
That was at
Malefic
72.
4, meanwhile, is 230 potency, a 40 potency boost over Malefic 3. Still the same skills, though.
Cool.
Level 74,
Ooh, look at that.
Celestial Intersection. On a 30-second cooldown, this restores a target's health for 200 potency. Then applies a shield for 200% the original.
Do I get a visual upgrade with this? Are all these visual upgrades? Does every time it's stat upgrades, is it better? Like visually? That's cool. If true. That looks fancy. I want to see that. Awesome. I wish WoW did that. WoW, over many expansions, has grown their art library and improved spells. I really wish they went back to vanilla Mind Flay and made that your 1 to 10, and then every time they've upped their graphics, they let your character evolve visually.
Original heal, or 400 potency worth. This shield will last for 30 seconds or until broken by added damage.
Visual spoilers, let's see. It looks like he does go running some dungeons here. Okay, what we'll do... I really want to hear about Celestial here. So what we'll do is we'll put it on the background, and we'll let him talk.
Heal, or 400 potency worth. This shield will last for 30 seconds or until broken by added damage. Essentially, this is a guaranteed 600 potency heal every 30 seconds. It's a bit less flexible than some of your other toolkit pieces, but it's no less useful. The simplest use is just throw it on the tank.
Yeah.
Heals them a little and prevents a little bit of incoming damage. It could be trash mobs, boss auto attacks, or even tank busters. Before or after.
30
Throw
seconds.
it before a buster to top them off and reduce the damage. After to heal them up and prevent a few auto attacks.
What the
And
hell is
obviously
this?
you can throw it
Oh my
on
God.
non-tanks too. It's a cheap and low cooldown heal, so in boss fights this can heal away a mistake, and help the DPS to survive the incoming raid-wide damage. Though again, you have a bunch of options for this goal, which is why I want to re-emphasize here, Astrologian does have a lot of buttons.
Okay, do I really need... Do I need Benefic normal? Can I get rid of this? Can I just because it does this 15% chance thing to 2. So I felt like I was supposed to spam it for mana efficiency or something, and a critical. Chuck it into the ether, throw it into the fire. Okay. Only when you sink down. Oh. So if I get a dungeon under level 26, Well, we'll let it live in like number 9 there then. Okay, so let's put this guy here. Actually, I love putting shield abilities on 5. It might be a bit of a mental gymnastics to pull this off, but I think I like that better. Maybe for sinking coils. Wait, do I not draw? I guess I would have mana issues if I was below 30. No, here's 14. I could still Lucid Dream. I think I'd be okay. It might be a bit of a loop having that all the way over there, but I think I like this. Put it in the timeout corner. That's true. We could put it like banish it to the Shadow Realm and then like, so we could like let it live over here on this bar I'm making, my click bar. And then when we do get synced down, I could like grab it and put it somewhere decent. Wait, Cure 1? What's Cure 1? Oh, maybe that's a different job. Cure. Does Isuna ever upgrade? Oh, it's White Mage. Okay. I guess there's no... Where is that? Oh, I guess it would be a role job, right? It'd be general role, yeah. Yeah, it'd be a role thing. Okay. That never really changes. Do any of the classes get a AoE dispel? Like mass dispel? Drop a zone and get rid of all the things on multiple people? I guess that might be a little hard to balance around. It's a great ability, though. It's very fun. Dispelling debuffs really isn't a thing in high end. Oh. Is that like a design choice they've moved away from? Because there's certainly things to dispel, and sometimes they're important. But dispelling isn't by design. Dispelling isn't my favorite thing to do. I'd rather hit bars that are losing numbers. Either healing or DPSing. Usually if there's a debuff, you solve it without.
But that means you have a lot of options. This is both good and bad.
Okay, I like that living there.
Level 76, Horoscope.
Horoscope.
This works similarly to Earthly Galaxy, in there being a timing element for this for maximum effect. It has a lowly 60-second cooldown and 20 yalm range.
Okay.
Using Horoscope applies the buff to all allies in range for 10 seconds. At the end of the 10 seconds, or upon hitting the button again, Horoscope will heal all affected players with the buff for 200 potency of healing. However, upon using Helios or Aspected Helios with Horoscope active, it will refresh the timer on anyone hit to 30 seconds and upgrade the buff to Horoscope Helios. This is
What? 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 The what now? Okay. That's the AoE heals, right? Helios, Aspected Helios. Read your fortune and those of the nearby party members. Okay, so we put a buff on everybody upon receiving the effect of Helios. Wait, upgrade effect. Okay.
double the power, doing 400 potency of healing. Raid-wide damage even from bosses is starting to get up there.
Potency is determined by horoscope effect on the party members. And then if we put another... Oh, okay. So you do this AoE heal. Buff everybody. Do an AoE heal normally with Helios. And then it'll upgrade the buff when you press it and explode it. And it does more healing?
Some bosses will even do back-to-back raid-wide damage, or otherwise use it often.
Sure.
Anytime you feel the need to use Helios or Aspected Helios, throw up Horoscope first to get an extra 400 potency on top.
Okay.
Or let the regen work and pop Horoscope Helios for the next raid-wide. But you don't need to use it only in that situation. You could just throw it out by itself for a little healing. In trash pulls, 200 potency isn't a lot, but it's something extra you could give the tank when you run out of your stronger skills. And being 30 seconds, you can use this even more often than those much better skills.
Okay.
Or in bosses with raid-wide damage, Celestial Opposition has been established to be as strong as an Aspected Helios. If that's not enough
Prime
healing for
to
topping
receive.
everyone off, throw out Horoscope 2 for an extra 200 potency. That is ultimately Horoscope's biggest issue. The better options aren't exactly on long cooldowns, and to make the most of it, you need to be casting an AoE spell too, limiting the full power to bosses.
Does it go off if I don't use it?
You can technically Horoscope into
Cool.
Aspected Helios right before the tank pulls the first pack of enemies, but that's awkward and weird. Good luck getting it to work at all, for what doesn't seem to be worth going for. Level 78, Enhanced Essential.
8's a little far out there, but I like it living next to... same question here is, so, Aspected Helios puts a heal over time on the target. So what I do is I Aspected Helios, and then I start Heliosing, because there's no reason to keep refreshing a 15-second duration dot. So I got to keep both these buttons, right? Normal Helios is faster. Is it? No, the cast times are all the same, right? Yeah, so I need both these buttons. I can't banish this to our Shadow Realm over here. I just don't like clicking 8. It's so far away. I got big hands, but it's a bit distant. You get... Oh, because the potency is higher. Oh, well, that's interesting. I didn't really think about that, because my brain was more of like, everyone's health is low. I need to get an Aspected Helios out, so I start the dot. And then go into normal Helios to get those health bars up. But, yeah, you're right. If I... What's the number look like? 3,000. And what's this guy look like? Oh, that's a pretty big difference. But immediately you make up for it in 2 ticks. Okay, so there's a little bit of gameplay there. My giant Xbox-loving hands. Yeah, okay. That's a really good place for this to live. I'll see if I can get used to it. I think we're done, though. I think we're done, because the next would be Neural Sect. Yeah, we're done. We're done with this. Cool. I think we made some pretty good changes. We got some room to live down here. I think I'm going to keep it that way. I need... If I swift cast ascended these together, is there any problem with that if I made a macro? Ironheart, thank you for the compliment and the whisper. Can I put these together? Would they like that? Because that's the main reason I use swift cast. I guess I could use it in a different way. Does he swift cast? Where's that? Where's that? His opener. Macro can fail due to the queuing issues. I've seen it backfire. Yeah, I've seen healers like...
Doesn't give a countdown.
They have an alert on who they're rezzing, and then it spams like 5 times because the spell clearly isn't working. So he just light speed. So he actually doesn't use swift cast in his openers at all. Unlike Red Mage and stuff. This isn't bad. Like, we let that live kind of like... Wait, what are these numbers? Are you tied to numbers? Would this be like control casts over here? Is that one? There's shift. Oh, those are shift. Oh, my action bar 3 is shift buttons. That's not a bad thing. I do control 1 for that. I think we'll just let that live there for now. Florida, Lahi be with you. Cool. Let's move that over to, we'll only need it when problems arise zone. Okay, cool. I think that's a pretty good layout. Oh, thank you. let me take a look at that. Let me take a look at your macro that you've done. And let's make it. Let's make it, and then we'll see. Phoenix down item. Wake up and smell the ashes. You do a Half-Life reference. Resurrection. Oh, so you I guess are reses. Wait, resurrection. Are your reses called other things on different jobs? It should be a job action, right? Huh. Why isn't Ascend a roll action? Each healer has their own res. Are they different? Why would they be different? Isn't it just one job? Why though? I mean, why? Different animations? Oh, are job actions all the same animations? I guess there might be a code reason why if they have different animations. Yeah. So if the animation's different, they might not be able to code it the same way and put it in the same box. They're just being silly. I mean, there's tons of stuff in this game, right? Like, sometimes they sacrifice readability, usability for flavor. Like, I mean, like this one. Grants the effect of using the astro signs read from your divining deck. Like, there's no reason you would need to know that. Or like this, read your fortune and those of the nearby party members. Sometimes flavor takes over a little bit in this game and makes things more complicated. Yeah, the red mage. That makes sense. And non-healer reses. Okay. Okay. I think we'll leave this here, then. Because if I F select over to myself and then do Swiftcast like that, I'm not using it that often. And I think we can get by with doing clicker on res for now. This is pretty happy. I really don't like horoscope over on 8, but it's not the worst thing in the world being right next to my Helios, and I don't think I can move any of these and be happy. Cool. Let's move on to Samurai. Nope, that didn't work. Probably because we're in combat. With my awesome melee attacks, but really, come on, give me the Oriange. Give me the Oriange ranged attack. Okay. Samurai time. Where? There you are. Do I not use Q and E for action bars? I do. They are over here. They're also, so they're tied to my shift commands, but this is Q, E, R, no, Q, E, F, T. So I've doubled up right now, but that's just kind of where they're living. I didn't shift cast many things. I used Healbot in World of Warcraft, so I played very, very different in World of Warcraft. Oh yeah, the dummy over here is still mad at me. What the ESDF? Why would that be superior? I mean, I don't know. I don't have a good answer for you. It was arbitrary why someone chose that at some point. You know, why didn't we just do the arrow keys? I guess because you wanted to be on top of the letters, but you know, personal preference. Go for it. On my keyboard, the layout wouldn't be any different, just slightly to the side. Okay, here's my answer. I actually do locate my WAED by putting my pinky on shift. And when I feel shift, this big, long shift, my fingers easily locate WASD. So going to ESDF would be a little bit of a switch. But hanging out on ESDF would actually mean I'm closer to 8. And, you know, okay, I'm kind of feeling it. I'm kind of feeling it, yeah. I mean, even TFHG would put my hand in the middle of the number bar. So you know what? Okay, I can see it being superior. I changed my tone. I can see that being superior. It'd take way too much muscle memory to change at this point with limited reward, but I can totally see it. What is that you just said, Slander? Okay, I can see it. Yeah. You use IJ. Oh, yeah, lefty. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. All right, let's do Weskalber Samurai. Have I looked into extended? Yes, I do have extended. I have... You're talking about, like, these guys that we can pop up? I use them as, like, my emergency buttons and stuff. So, like, it's not the best place for it, having Third Eye over here. But I do find myself, you know, like, Second Wind on a 2-minute cooldown lives well over there. The few times I need to use Arm's Length to avoid, like, being pushed back, that's a happy place for it. I got my duty icon over there, and then, of course, Limit Break that I'm not going to use all the time. I like the bar being really small, though. So I kind of scrunched everything down so that it wasn't dominating the whole screen. But I think Samurai on controller is just freaking fabulous. I think it's a great thing. The main thing we need to learn about is I have like a weird reset and use your ability again button that I don't think I'm making use of at all. So let's go learn about Samurai with Weskalber. I don't think I did it on the previous video. Are we subscribed on Grinding Gear? I'm subscribed on my own channel, but let's give this guy... Yeah, we're subscribed, right? Yeah, no, we're already subscribed, but let's give it like... Okay. We got the level 70 opener. That would have been the last time we watched this video. Saved my spot. Perfect. Doing good there. Oh, one of the messages I got after our last extreme was, why not use your MMO mouse for 7 through 12 when using a keyboard? Well, it's already full, right? Like, if you're talking about this over here. But thank you for the super chat. Much appreciated, Sam. Or not but, you know, thank you. It's all busy with all these buttons. So I like the shift stuff. But you're talking about 7 through 12, yeah. I like 8 hanging out by the spell that it's friends with. But I do have room for it here, but I'm also kind of assuming right now I'm going to have more buttons come online as I get a couple more levels. So I think the Kyle grenade, as Garrett calls it, he hates this thing. He thinks this is just like the most hideous thing on the planet. But I love it, and you know, it's just my MMO mouse. But I think it lives really well over here. Shift mouse buttons, I use those in Healbot. We could do that. The reason I don't want to, though, is because sometimes I'm holding shift because I'm casting other shift spells. So like if I hold shift right now while doing draw cards, actually it does camera stuff. Weird. Yeah, I've never really held down shift while doing mouse buttons. That's an opportunity to unlock more stuff. That could be a ability. Yeah, there's room for more buttons there. That's true. That's true. My muscle memory is not prepared for it, but we've definitely noted today that with my QERs and such being also on the shift buttons, I really don't need... I have room for a lot of buttons that I'm currently not using. It doesn't happen right now, D, because my muscle memory doesn't hold down shift for any reason. But rebinding that would be a good idea if I ever get into using lots of shift commands. Yeah, I'm terrified of Astrologian on controller. I think that sounds murderous. Not something I'm terribly interested in. Samurai, however, is great. And I do find myself playing more Final Fantasy because controller's available to me. Like the other night, I sat down and I was like, okay, you know, we're doing the podcast. I need to play some Dragonflight, but I've been at the keyboard all day. And it was kind of hard to play. Whereas, like, at night when I want to play MMO, when I want to play Final Fantasy, like even though I don't need levels on Samurai, I'll kind of choose to play Samurai because I got my controller and it's a change of pace from being at the keyboard all day. So I'm like, oh, that's nice. Let me hold something rather than keyboard. I get keyboard burnout frequently, and having a controller supported MMO is really, really helpful. I think you could. It's a tall order. I'm terrified. Because my understanding is you sort of queue into your party and then you like click around between them. I think the F buttons are really elegant. I think the F buttons are great for healing. I think it does the job. Setting fire to keyboards? Well, we don't need to destroy the keyboard. Plus, I use a Logitech K120 so that if my keyboard ever dies, I hate it. I hate learning a new keyboard. I absolutely hate it. So I have the cheapest keyboard I can possibly find with the best mass production so that if my keyboard ever breaks, I don't have to relearn where my fingers go. I'm going to stick with this keyboard if they keep making it for the rest of my life because I just don't like it when my keyboard changes. I want a shit keyboard that I can buy at Office Max anytime it goes bad. I even have like a big gaming keyboard right here. A Razer mechanical keyboard. One, it's horrible for streaming because it's like chug, 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 chug. It just beat the hell out of the microphone. But yeah, nah. Can't do it. Logitech G915 Lightspeed, amazing keyboard. See, they stopped supporting the Razer Naga for a while. They even got rid of the cheaper Razer Naga. Now they make the Razer Naga Pro with a bunch of add-ons and stuff that I don't use. But yeah, like they stopped making the Razer Naga for a bit, and I was just like, shit out of luck. I love the Razer Naga. So we're good here.
The final Madare.
All right, this is
Level 72.
Oh, right. Oh, right. I don't think I even have this on my bar, do I? No, because we've been doing extremes and Stormblood, so I just got to ignore it. Is that it? What's living right there? That's the repeat one. Oh, jeez. Okay, we need a side grenade so we can like. Okay, Hop R2, are you on? Okay. Okay, this is gonna be my trial ground, where all the buttons can live over there for now. Let's go back to normal view just for the levels, and we're gonna need Hisatsu Senai, which is a Kenki gauge spender on a 2-minute cooldown. So how does that make it different from Gurren, which is a 2-minute cooldown spender? 25, 25. Deliver attack at all enemy straight line. Potency, first enemy hit. 25 or less for all remaining enemies. So that one's got some AoE on it. Potency 800. So this is just a big boy single target slam. Shares a recast timer with Gurren though. Oh. So I don't need Gurren at all if I'm doing single target, right? I should always Sensei because they share a Senyai. Oh, well, I just wanted the level layout. I think this layout is fabulous. I'm glad they added it, but I just want to see things in the level. Okay, so if I'm doing shit. Gross. Okay, so the issue my brain is having is I really like where Gurren's living right now on my bar down here. Because if I queue into lower content, I'll want to use Gurren on everything and anything. But if I'm doing current content, I should replace this button here with this. Oh, right. Don't I need to, I need to do this the button changey way. It's a little messy. But if I take this and it lives there now. Yeah. But I could still Gurren and AoE and be okay. Let's see. Where are you living? Where's my AoE pile? Oh no, I have this on AoE. But there's Gurren right there. It's kind of ugly. I like my spender. This is going to be extremely personal content. I apologize for that, but my controllers lay it out in a very particular way that I very much enjoy. Yeah, so for higher end duty, that looks really good. Sene? Would it be Sene? Senii. Would but we can't see if it's small, right? In Japanese, if we had the kanji in front of us, we could see if there's a small I. So I guess it's a small I, so it'd be Senya? Senai? Because if it's not a small kanji, then it would be Senii. Senya. Senyi. Senpai. We'll just call it Senpai. I like that. We'll use Senpai here. And Gurren-chan. Senpai and Gurren-chan. So you live there right now. Let's get back to primary layout. All right. I like my spender there a lot. And then we go into... Oh, here's my question. Last time we did an extreme, there were people in the chat who said, "It pains me when Kyle doesn't get out his dot at the start of an encounter. His samurai DPS is far too low because his dot doesn't come out first." But isn't my dot tethered to my buffs? So if I don't have my buffs, doesn't my dot suck, right? That's my understanding. Because don't I have to do this first to get all my buffs? Get those buffs that are in the top of my screen? And then, now that I'm properly buffed, and I put out my dot, wouldn't it have the bonuses from my damage and dealt being increased? Because here it is, like, let's see a dot. Like, let's do it for science. It's dotting for 468. Why is the damage going down slowly? What? Okay, I know nothing about this ability. Why is the number always changing? Why is the number always changing? Why isn't the damage over time consistent? I know nothing about this ability. Oh, is it critting? Damage variance? What the heck's damage variance? It's a die roll. Really? I've never really paid attention to numbers. Okay, hang on. Where do all my things live? Damage with potency? Where do I see anything about damage variance? All damage. So damage is always a range in this game? I've never really paid attention. Game never tells you. I mean, I like damage ranges in RPGs, so I'm not upset about it. Because I like ability to do 12 to 45 damage. Like, I think those are fun. Yeah, I've never really paid attention to the numbers. But then again, you know, MSQ, you're not in combat so frequently that you're really learning a lot about combat. But yeah, look at that. Those numbers are all over the place. Was that a crit? I guess crits aren't that big or flashy in this game either. Yeah, there is quite a bit of damage variance in there. A direct hit, critical hits. Oh, that's right. There's the direct hit thing too. Okay. Okay, so this makes science a lot harder to do, naturally, because we can't really see. Those numbers are lower, right? Yeah, we're not seeing 500, right? Yeah, those numbers are lower without the buff. So if I dot before I buff, my damage is lower, right? So don't I want to open with Miyoko and all that? Only the damage buff affects the dot damage? Yeah, buff first then dot, right? You don't need the haste buff. But if I'm... You want the dot rolling while you step up, but if I... Okay, let's try this. If I go in and I do the dot. All right, it's hitting for that. He's going to hit for that little baby damage. All right, now let's get out my buffs. Does the buffs tether to my dot now? Seems like my dot is still lower. Yeah, my dot isn't buffed because when I applied it, I wasn't buffed, right? So I'm doing a lot less damage with my dot now. Y'all are saying, though, that I don't need the Fuka. So I could just get out Fugatsu. Never lead with Yuki. What the heck's Yuki? What the heck's Yuki? Okay, hang on. Kasha. Oh, Yuki. Okay, cool. Okay, wait. So all right. So if according to the guides I've seen, opener used for the buff before dotting. Okay, so if I don't, but most people start up Miyokyu as they pull to start the cooldown early. But, you know, let's say I engage. I gotta get rid of this big pile of buffs. So what I could do is engage and do this combo here to get the damage buff and then use that to activate the dot. And now I'd be buffed. Yeah, that damage is handsome right there. But why not just do the full combo? Am I really losing? People said they were pained by my opener. But I was doing the opener that we learned from our buddy Wescalber here. Right? Where we do the Mikio into the stuff. And he doesn't even put out the dot until this late in the thing. So I think we're doing it right. And everyone's wrong but me. Right, because then we don't have to do the 3-button combo because the final button has the buffs from the earlier. Oh no! I'm fine ignoring backseat gamers. It's more that I heard from multiple people that getting out my dot first and foremost was the most important thing to do. And I agree, I need to have my dot up more. Like, working on my samurai dot being more active is absolutely the best way to improve for me right now. But the science of it, I don't think holds up, because you got to have the buff on the dot, otherwise the dot kind of sucks. Oh, your dot is affected by the party. Oh, shit. KC5W. So, Albert here, if I may call him Albert, or maybe Wesk would be his first name, he puts it this late because you're going to enter that 2-minute timer where everyone puts out their super buffs. So the openers start, people start putting out all their buffs together, the party buffs, and his Hinganbana is rocking right here. Yeah. Okay. So it's not personal opinion then. We're optimizing for raid buffs. I see. And it would, yeah, depend on the level of the duty you're doing, whether or not people have those buffs. But if the majority of people hang out after the pool for about 10 seconds and then do their raid buff, then we would want Hinganbana to be part of that super buff time period. Have I unlocked Stone Sea? Yes. I thought the quest was adorable because the text was all about how people don't actually need this, but you won't shut up. So here you go. Here's your target, dummies. I like hanging out in the world because I like, you know, if a player were to come by, I like being seen. Yeah, I'm a streamer. What can I say? Like, I like being in the world, so I don't want to go into the instance, but I have unlocked it, and it's super cute. It's super cute. It was such a cute idea because it was just like Yoshi P and the writers being like, I'm not giving you damage meters. Shut up. But if you really, really want to know your damage, here you go. Will you be quiet now? Leave me alone. I'm doing this for your benefit. You want faster horses. Oh, it has a timer that would help you out? Oh, okay, okay. I haven't spent much time in there. But I thought it was an adorable delivery of the information. I don't know any of those abilities, Purser Nothers, if that's how I pronounce that, but I believe those are all various raid buffs that would contribute to Hinganbana being later. Yeah, okay, I think we're, so for the Samurai mains in the audience, it's perfectly acceptable for me to engage with a full combo. Have all my buffs rolling, take the time that it takes to get out the Midare, and then go into getting the 2-stack, which is the quicker one, in order to deliver the Hinganbana right on time. Perfect. And then those sweet. Now we're optimized. The hard part is, can I make this bigger? Can you? I want this to be really big, my target HUD info, but I don't think I can make it any bigger. Wouldn't that be living right here? This is transparency, target info status. Wait, what did I just do? Target info progress bar, target info status. Wait, is this it? Yeah, there we go. There we go. And I'm pretty sure I have it set to only show my stuff. There we go. That's what I want. That's what I want. Perfect. All right, let's have that live. Because I only have my buffs showing. So there shouldn't be other buffs that I'm aware of yet. So let's kind of put that like right there maybe. That should be handsome. A little bit lower. I mean, we're flying blind but if we could just put that like right there maybe. Man, I'm always staring at it. I like that. That's nice. That's nice. That's an acceptable rotation, not for... What's different about endgame? I mean, I guess this is the level 70 rotation. He might go into, like... Yeah, his level 90 opener here is probably quite a bit different. It seems like with healers, your opener basically is established at 60. But on DPS, your opener is always going to be changing. I would love, like, yeah, that's just a practice thing, right? Like, I would love to get to the point where I can just not think about what my hands are doing. Cool. So we're good doing what we're doing. Not split target window into 3. I got the wait, not split the target window into 3. Oh, independently? Oh, I haven't messed with this. I don't know what this is. Oh, well, that's living there now. And then we would make this bar giga-sized. It's a possibility. Thank you, Dobut. Thank you, Dobut, for the compliment. Okay. I mean, I think I'll stick with I didn't know what that button did. I'll stick with it displaying independently for now. But I can see why that would be useful. I kind of like the way everything's living right now. My eyes have a nice little box around here. Because I want this to kind of live over... This is where my eyes kind of go because I'm looking at my gauge and often spending a lot of my gauge here. But I can see, like, on other classes it being really useful to just, like, tanks would be really good to just have that all together. Does any tank have a dot that they have to worry about? It seems like a lot of work for a tank to do. All right, let's get to... Where were we? We had our opener, our 70. All right, let's listen to him. I assume he's just going to say use it instead of Gurren. Paladins have a dot? Oh, that's right. They do have a dot, don't they? Oh, so lots of them have it. Okay. I guess healer has a dot, so I shouldn't be surprised.
Level 72, Hisatsu Senai. On the same 120-second cooldown as Gurren, this does 800 potency of damage to a single target. And I don't just mean the length of time, I mean the literal same cooldown. If you use either Senai or Gurren, both will go on cooldown.
Cool.
Gurren is the AoE choice, which again is 3 or more enemies. Single target, you will use Senai instead. This is a major reason why we wanted to get used to using Gurren in single target too, because Senai will now just slot into its place. Level 74, Enhanced EI Jutsu. All this does is reduce the cast time of EI Jutsu to 1.3 seconds. Cool. It's simple, but also way more useful than you might expect. Half a second extra
Grants a stack of meditation? Wait. What is a stack of meditation? Oh my god. How... Isn't meditation... meditate? Do I not know about... Oh, it's a higher level. Okay. He's... All right, right. So he's making this video as a higher level samurai who can't tune himself back down to not have that additional text. Okay, cool. We okay. We're good.
Way for weaving or moving to dodge and attack sooner.
Okay, we don't need to worry about that.
This is also what I was referring to during the level 70 opener. It's nicer than you might expect. Level 76, Tsubame Gaeshi. Technically 3 skills in one. Tsubame Gaeshi has a
repeat. Okay, cool.
60-second cooldown and uses a buffed up version of the EI Jutsu you just used with no cast time. You must use Tsubame Gaeshi immediately after EI Jutsu,
right,
as if it was a combo.
Yeah, it'll override.
This counts as a GCD, but it is not a weapon skill, meaning you cannot use Kaiten on it. This is also because the buffed up version of the skills are the same power as a Kaiten EI Jutsu.
Oh my god, I hate samurai names. They're so overwhelming.
Kaeshi Higenbana, for example, is 300 potency and a 45 potency dot for 60 seconds. This...
Okay. Right. Kaiten is something we should ignore because it doesn't exist anymore. So we don't need to worry about that. But we can't double dot, right? Let's get that spell out here. That is this guy. So if I go in and I put a dot on this, and that's dotted now, all we did was reset it. Okay, so there's no need to double dot. So it's for 2 or 3 stacks of things.
Is the exact same as Kaiten Higenbana. The same tracks for Kaeshi Goken and Kaeshi Setsugeka. But the irony of using Higenbana for the example is, it's the only Kaeshi skill you will never use. Even in situations with 2 bosses, you will likely never Kaeshi Higenbana. It takes almost no effort for you to get the 1 sen that you need and to Kaiten the Higenbana.
Sure, that's
On the flip side, getting 2 Kaiten Midares is a lot of work.
Yeah.
3 sen takes a lot of time to accrue. As a result, it becomes better to just manually apply Higenbana on both targets. For Goken and Setsugeka, the uses remain as obvious as the Iaijutsu. 1 or 2 enemies, pop them with double Midares. If you're in AoE situations, do a double Tenka Goken. Tsubame Gaeshi allows...
Tenka Goken. Which one's that? I assume that's the AoE one? Okay, cool, perfect. Oh, and these are just like different colors. But it's the same text, right? Triggers the cooldown weapon skill upon execution. Oh, why does this have... What is the triggers the cooldown of weapon skill upon execution? Does Midare not take a global cooldown, but my special copied version does? But you're locked. That's weird because it's locked. You're locked in, right? I mean, you're locked into the animation for that whole time. I guess I've never really noticed because, you know, there hasn't been much need to, right? Because I'm on cooldown here and I lock in, but then I'm channeling for that whole time. And then why have that text? Yeah, they both do. So why have that text in the bonus version? Or the copied version? The Tsubame version. Oh, because it's an ability, not a weapon skill. Okay. I know there's differences between those two things, but that's interesting. So it's an ability that, why not have it listed as a weapon skill? What? Wait, why like? It's complicated. Okay, it's complicated. Do weapon skills not have cooldowns? Yeah. Spaghetti code? I mean, surely they can change this. It's left over from Kaiten. Okay, it's not important, but still. Interesting. Okay, but still. Translating the text. Got it.
Allows you to rush to big hits with no wait time. Well, other than the cooldown. But reopeners will be here before you know it. Level 78.
Am I? Okay, I'm not 70. Am I 78? No, this is a passive, though.
Enhanced Fugetsu and Fuka. Simply buffs for Fugetsu and Fuka from 10% to 13% each. This is a big part of the perfect 60-second rotation I mentioned during Hagakure. 3% doesn't seem like a lot, but it matters big time. Level 80, Shoha. With a recast of 50...
Okay, cool. So we're good. We're good. What is that one? Just out of curiosity, what is my 80 button? Shoha, deliver an attack of potency. Can only be executed after accumulating 3 stacks of meditation. By executing... This thing, right? This thing? No, what is that? Iaijutsu? What is Iaijutsu? Oh, this thing. Oh, so it's like a combo finisher. Or meditate. Which might gives me stacks of things. When I get there, maybe. A combo of a combo. Not horrible. I'm still digging it. I'm still, like I said, Paladin hit its stuff, and I was kind of like, I don't know if I'm happy about this, but I'm not. This is fine. This is fine. Cool. So we just need a place for... I got a great place for... What is this called? What are you called? What's your life again? Hold down the button. Sene. So we got a great place for Sene to live. When we're doing lower tier content, I'll probably move Gurin back into that position. But Sene looks really handsome there. Oh, oh shit! I want to see that again. I'll see it in 2 minutes. Did I pull out the what's it called? A Wakasashi? I pulled out a second sword. That was badass. I want to see that spell effect again. That looked great. That was badass. Okay. Oh, with the sheath. That's badass too. Yeah, I didn't think I had the second smaller blade of the samurai. Really? Was it animated with the sheath you're using too? That's badass. I love that. G-pose to see the latest action. Oh, how do I activate G-pose? We'll do G-pose. Maybe that's a Friday thing we'll do. We'll get someone trained in G-pose to come on the show, and we'll all sit down and have a picture day. That would be fun, actually. Like do a picture day. Oh, cool. Is it just gonna repeat? Nice. Oh, cool. It's your actual loot. It's not like just a spell effect. It's your actual... That's great. That's great. Haha, business. Thank you so much for the 10 gifted memberships. Good to see you. That's pretty sick. Maybe we'll put a call out in the Discord. Like, hey, any G-pose experts. No add-ons. No add-ons allowed. But, you know, come on by. We'll do our holiday free company house tour. When we're all decorated up. And we'll do a G-pose Christmas photo shoot. If you got a gifted sub there from Ha Business, give him a thank you. Have I watched the video emote? We were told not to watch it because I think it had Shadowbringers zone spoilers, but that was also like right as we started Shadowbringers, so we haven't watched emote yet. Well, Garrett would be here, right, for G-pose. That's what Fridays are going to be, right? If I'm busy, Garrett will stream. If Garrett's busy, I'll stream. But the goal is to stream together. Okay, so we got that living there. That's a great spell effect. That looks freaking fantastic. That's badass. That's still living there. I don't love that the button's now different for our Gurin, but it's fine. It can live there. We'll only be using it in AoE pools too. So really what I need is a living spot for this guy. For Tsubame. I like True North. What are you? No, you're part of my combo. I'm not the best at Feint, but I like having Feint and Third Eye here. Is there any buttons like Benefic that you guys see that I could, meditate? That's not a bad idea. Put it where meditate is. That's a good idea. I really like, I just love doing the big chair wide and the meditate in the middle of the fight. Meditate's cool, but I think you're right. The meditate could kind of maybe live on my, like, off to the side bar here. Where I kind of keep this thing, which I get, like, this thing seems really cool. Like, there are times where my stickers are kind of messy. And I could delete my stickers to get back on track for another dot or something. But this is just, like, this isn't, like, Pro Town. It's so far out of my mind. I guess I could put them where my tinctures are now and maybe move, like, tinctures over here. I think that's a good idea. You do have, meditate's more just for like looking cool while the boss is phase changing. You can only use it in combat though, right? So it wouldn't work in trash pools to like juice up between pools. Yeah, I'm sure. Like this is just, it's so optimized. I think it'd be a great way, but you get Kenki gauge for it, right? Which at only 10 per sticker, that not the biggest deal in the world. Coeurl's farm. Yeah, it's about looking cool, right? But we don't need it. We don't need it right now. So let's do... All right, let's get... Where is that living right now? All right. Let's take my potions. And then we'll grab meditate. And let's put meditate... Wait. Yeah, where the potions were? And then I think that means this is... tinctures. Yeah. Cool. I probably won't use those for a while. But that works. And then we can take... Don't I have True North? I have a second copy. Oh, I like my True North lining up there, but I usually use True North during phase 2 here, because what I do is I engage. This is hit from behind. It would have been fascinating to play Samurai during the time where you had to hit him on the right angle, otherwise you didn't get the sticker. But that sounds so brutal and kind of miserable that I'm happy I get to dodge it, but it also sounds like, you know, it kind of feels like I'm cheating and like I'd be a better player if it was true. But I don't want to live in that world either. Yeah, and then straight into that. That's pretty handsome. Final Family, thank you for the super chat. Completely off topic, and a good day for everybody in the chat, or a good day to everyone in the chat. But I was wondering, since the Barking Triad has Zelda representing, any chance of a Karth emote sometime? I think we can do that. We'll make like just a Karth butt emote, just a tail. A tail visiting, but it'll be the Karth emote. Yeah, positionals breaking combo sounds not fun, but the challenge it presents is interesting. The more nightmare scenario is like you're in the thick of it, you're trying to pay attention, and you didn't realize that you missed your combo, and then you're like into the next combo, and then you have no stickers, and like you're 5 billies down the road, and everything sucks. That's the part that sounds awful. Yeah, I'll make a little tail emote, a little visiting tail. I love it. Thank you for suggesting Final Family. Did that also... yeah, that's a good question, Jonathan. Like, was it only in instance content, or when you were solo, you couldn't get stickers? But you had True North, right? You had True North back then still, so you would have been able to, if the thing was facing you still, at least True North through some of your trash pools. Oh, Sam didn't exist when positionals broke. Oh. Because Samurai was a Stormblood thing. Wow, so positionals breaking combos lasted... shorter, or I should say this the other way around. The like stamina bar lasted longer than positional punishments did. The idea of playing Stormblood with a stamina bar, TP I think it was called, horrifies me and blows my mind. That is so different from World of Warcraft that my brain goes, no, that's not how you play this game. Surely not. It was miserable. It sounds okay for like spellcasters who are just running, but for any melee, like there must have been so few melees in this game. Probably people avoiding melee. Amy McWilliams, thank you for the super chat. Funding for the kitty game. Happy Friday. I will put that in the HD kitty cam funds so we can get Karth off the plane camera. But yeah, he's passed out. Karth's taking a nap on the couch in the office. I know, right? That'd be my exact thought. And other such nonsense is like, I'm just healing. Like, who cares? What is the stamina bar? What are you guys complaining about? Like, just... Stormblood was a mechanical godsend. Yeah. I can't believe it lasted that long. Because if you played Pound, you were completely unable to fight for 3 minutes? Oh my god. Melee was scarce. I believe it. I mean, how cool. Like, I like being unique. That's why I'm an Ellison. Like, one of the things I did when I went to make my Final Fantasy characters, I went to, like, Final Fantasy stats or something and looked up kind of the split on who plays what. And I was like, there's so few Ellisons in the game. I'm going to be that. And then I found the Duskbite and loved him and blah, 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 blah down the road. But I would still try to play a melee because I like being unique, but that sounds miserable. Elzins are so good. They have such great animations. Our faces are muted. I'll agree in cutscenes our faces are muted, but we look so good running. We're just so stylish. And we have the best sit in the whole game. Mainly this chair. Can I even mount? I think I'm in combat right now. No, we can't mount. We gotta apologize. Apologize. But yeah, worth being an Elson just for this. Just for the JoJo Dio pose in the chair. That's what it's about right there. So you can ho-ho in your chair. Melee had a TP refresh roll action. Still sounds horrifying. Yeah, the multi-job thing, that's kind of old school cute. I kind of like that on paper, the idea of like having to level, what was it, like white mage so you could get a thing on your paladin. Like that's really cute. The time investment obviously would not. The slash dance? The slash dance, it's kind of half-hearted. Gideon here messaging me about the, like this like weird little, like he seems not into it. And like the kind of like look up in the sky, like it is so half-hearted. It's like someone came up to you and like, hey, introvert, you gonna dance at the party? And you're like, yeah, sure, here you go. Like, okay, leave me alone. All right, there's my leave me alone dance. Go away. I'm done with you. Whereas the rest of the emotes are pretty great. Male road, I don't think I've seen the male road dance. Because normally we're doing like, normally we're seeing like people do store dances or, Manderville dances when people are dancing. The main thing I wish I could see in the past was Astrologian. I would have loved to play Astrologian when all the cards were different. I think that just sounds like a blast. Elzen seem to be not into things. It's true. I mean, highlighted by Nero, right, who uses the Elzen animation set. But then Astrologians were trolling them, like getting rid of the TP cards, the TP spenders, and ruining Monk's Days and stuff. Like, I totally get why the changes happened. Well, cool. That wasn't that big of a deal for getting our samurai online. We got our buttons. I'm really happy with this guy. What was his name again? What was this cool guy named? Not Gurin. Sene. Sene is badass. And now we have the fire up into the spender. That's great. That's awesome. You hate how uninteresting Astro? Yeah. Honestly, I just want a little bit of a name change. I've got some preferences, particularly when it comes to the cards. Are these even listed in here? All the various cards? They're probably in here. Yeah. The arrow. Ranged attacks? Arrows? No, that's for melee DPS or tanks. The bull bothers me a little bit because I think of trees as tanks because I played too much Dota, but it's okay. Trees are healing and that's fine. That's fine. The rest of them really don't bother me. I'm doing okay with all of them. The spear doesn't bother me because I think of like frost DKs. I thought of like when I first started, I was thinking like frost wizards and I had a little bit of trouble, but I got over it pretty quick with the spear. But the arrow is asinine. Change that. What did the arrow used to be? Yeah, the trees are tanks. Trees are tanks. Mainly I think of Trident from Dota because I played a lot of Dota. Arrow was haste? Okay. It was melee haste. Why? I hope you're feeling better, Christian. Hope you're feeling better. It was ruining monks. I remember that. Yeah, we've heard that story about the monks getting hasted and then they use all their TP. The weapon skill, okay, a little bit. Gravity 2? Is this not a trait? No, it'll just replace my button, right? Neural Sect. Oh my god. Okay, looks like 80 doesn't really... Aspected benefit. Aspected... Oh, wow. Yeah, we're gonna have a lot of buttons by the time we're done. Macrocosmos. Back when I first started playing Astrologian, it was actually Gideon here. Like, gave me a tour of all the abilities, and I was just like, that is so pretty. Astrologians are beautiful. I don't know. Just change the arrow. Honestly, change the arrow. I don't have any heavy preferences outside of that, but please change the arrow. Giddy. Oh yeah, what's this? What is it that you're using? Is that the? Yeah, that's the neural sec. Look at that. You're a full blown like galaxy, or not a galaxy. You're a full blown universe, like little planets and everything. It's such a beautiful class job. It's really just with the dual disc and all. Astrologian is just amazing. Astrologian and Samurai, man. I love my jobs. I love my main jobs. Still got to level my red mage a lot, but that'll be for another day. Because the Friday casual streams only go so long. Actually, I got to go edit. I'm going to go edit next week's video. Wednesday will be our Ilmeg video. Oh, you pissed off. You pissed him off. Look forward to our Wednesday video next week. MSQ video coming out. Monday might be... We're going to talk to the MS Curator. We're still going to see. Monday might be like a hybrid stream where we finish up the sort of like chapter end of the MSQ and then... like do some role quests or something like that, because we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves before we make our Ratika Greatwood video. So we'll probably do like a hybrid stream that day. No matter what we do, it might be role quests, or it might be a little bit of MSQ and then role quests, or role quests and some leveling. And then Thursday we got a number of options. There's gonna be a lot of Final Fantasy coming up. Nice, cool. Yeah. Main salmon ass nice. It's great. New extreme day. I'm looking forward to it. I mean, actually, while I'm here for a hot moment before I head out, any extremes that we haven't done that you all would like to see? I know a lot of people recommend Titan, but it sounds kind of trolly. Like we've done Titan hard and it was really hard. I don't know if there's that much to see in Titan that would be interesting outside of like getting owned a lot. So I think the Titan recommendation's a little trolly, but I'd love to try a Realm Reborn Extreme. There's a lot of counter talk. Because like I really wanted to do Ice Heart Amphitheater Extreme, and some people think that's cool and some people hate that idea. I remember I looked up the I was heading towards Amphitheater. I accidentally watched the Extreme video instead of the normal video, and I was a little overwhelmed. And then she didn't change weapons once I got in there, and I was like, oh, I guess I watched the wrong thing. But there's like a weapon changing dance that Iceheart does that I think would be really fun. Nidhogg Extreme does sound cool. But yeah, if we want to do a Realm Reborn, Rama, I've heard different things on Rama. So there's more to Titan than just what happened in Titan Hard, because we struggled a lot in Titan Hard. On minimum eye level, that was a difficulty jump for us back in the day. Nidhogg, I think just doing Nidhogg Extreme would be fun. If you want something on the level of what you've done, it'd be Nidhogg. Rama would be cool to refresh, like, yeah. Can we uwu? Or can we not uwu? I don't think we can uwu yet. But maybe that's just people like practicing that use it at max level. It seems like max level people do Ultima. Do the extremes in order. Okay, not yet. Not yet. Yeah, we're not no Savage yet on the list. Okay, maybe I think Nidhogg would just be something we want to see. It'd be fun to do the other lords. Actually, oh shit. Oh, there's all the Stormblood lords too, though. I don't think we'd enjoy after Tsukiyomi. I don't think we'd enjoy Byakko as much because the delay windy business. But Firebird would be really fun. The Phoenix, whatever her name was. That DDR mechanic would be really fun to get good at. That'd be really stressful. That'd be fun. I'd like that. Suzaku, yeah. Yeah, Suzaku would be fun. Miserable, but fun. How is Snecklord Extreme? What, is that good? That seems chaotic. Zervan? The torso dude at the end of Warring Triad? Bismarck? I think I'd have to like see a video of like Bismarck being really cool before I invested in that. I don't know about Bismarck. Snecklord is easy. Jacob, thank you for the super chat. If you collect all the mounts in Extreme Trials, you get a special one from Yoshi P's Minstrel Avatar. Shadowbringers is a fighter jet dragon. Oh, I've seen that thing. Oh, right. Yeah, so it's the pony for A Realm Reborn. You get like the sort of dragony pony that was actually the model used at the end of Four Lords, right? For the bad guy, I think. And then, oh, displayed right there. What's the Heavensward one that you get? Because Stormblood's a dog, right? Oh, is that Heavensward, this eagle that's being on display right here? Firebird, that's kind of cool. But you have to get all the mounts right, so they have to drop. You have to farm. Yeah, and then there's a dog. And wait, the Shadowbringers one is that weird dragon jet thing? There's like 5 different versions of the dragon jet, and you combine them to make a dragon jet? Is that how that works? Wait, what is that thing? Is that the Giga Dog you get? From Stormblood? That's pretty handsome. That's pretty cool. We haven't gotten any of the mounts yet, because we just cleared it on minimum eye level and then stopped for the night. Regular dragons combine into Dragon Jet. Wow. Oh, it's a fox? Okay, yeah, the multi-tails. I can see that. Strunloff, thank you, Strunloff, for the visual aid in my conversation. That was awesome. That was awesome. I really appreciate it. Yeah, the fairy dragon. Oh, so that's Titania's, right? Because that's what everyone was riding after we beat Titania. That's a good fairy dragon. I do like it. Okay. Time for me to go, everybody. Thank you so much for joining the Friday Whimsy stream. Look forward to more in the future. I believe next week it'll be me solo again. But we've got plenty to do. We've still got Red Mage to level up for the role quests. We still got Paladin to get some levels on too. I want to try Monk. I got a Bard to level. There's lots going on. But anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good Friday. Have a good weekend. Bye now.